We have two new guests. O'Brien's never been on before.
Oh,
Richard Mann has. So we usually like the team, the GM, to talk about their team, give us a little rundown about them. So Brian, Swordblade, why don't you give us
yeah.
a take on your team?
The ultimate underachievers.
Let's get to your team over here.
That's what I call them.
Why am I blanking? Where's your team?
Augusta.
There it is. Okay.
See, but the most important player on that team is not showing up right now.
Yeah, the new incoming rookie. Is that who you're talking about?
Yeah, how good is he going to be?
Oh yeah, that was a nice pick.
If he's anywhere close to those bars, and those combines, he's going to be a generational type QB. I think
that's 10 wins a season for the next 12 years at least.
Well, I've done that before and not made the playoffs, so that's I need 12 wins a season.
It seems like the heavens opened up and dropped 1-1 on your lap and dropped Banks on top of it.
I'll bet you can win 12 games a season.
Well, that's what I'll need, being in that division with Ben, no doubt. I mean, because I've won 10, 11 games in the past and still not won the division. So it's...
I dare say he might win you 14 games in a couple of years.
Got to make some improvements on defense, and that could be possible between him and Meza. And then I was able to get the other receiver. Who was that?
Joyner?
Swansea? No. Oh, I've got Joyner already. Later in the first round, I traded to 111. And who was that? Swayze. Yeah. Swayze. Patrick Swayze. Ooh, Dirty Dancing. All right. I didn't.
111.
Is there any chance Banks drops, or is that that's kind of a lock?
I'm with the combines matching everything with the bars and the way he looks. It would be. I don't know. I didn't even check to see what his volatility was.
It would have to be the VSOD.
Yeah.
Jobs.
His volatility is 1. So.
Right, but you get the random hit stuff.
It would be sheer bad luck if that were to happen.
Yeah. He looks pretty solid to me. I don't think he'll drop.
Yeah, and then with having Joyner and now picking up Swayze, I'll have a good 1-2 there. And then with Meza, as long as he keeps running the way he's running, I'm not worried too much about the offense. It's the defense I got to worry about.
Really? Your defense seems stacked.
Well, it does, but it doesn't play that well. Look at it. It's number 1 against the run last year, but 30 against the pass. So the secondary is not good at all.
And you're in Ben's division, so stopping the run doesn't help you much.
Right. It used to. A few years back, he ran more.
I'm not saying he can't run. I'm just saying he doesn't much.
Right.
Wow. Or your opponents were just throwing the ball all day long.
Yeah. And and he even made a comment to that after he played us, I think the first game earlier in the season, where he was feeling good about his passing offense until he looked at the secondaries he was playing against. Not too good. Yeah. So that's what I got. If I can improve the secondary, then I'll feel better. I like the linebackers I've got. My linebackers are all really solid, but the secondary needs some improvement.
Gotcha.
By the way, what was the comment that was made on the forum about the Cool Kids Club? Are we all in the Cool Kids Club?
I don't know. I don't know where that came from or what that was about.
I don't know what that's about either.
Is that what this is?
I think what that meant was, only the cool kids get trades approved.
Oh, well. So we got another one that's not reading the rules and understanding them and can't live with it.
No, you got to be in the club.
Who said that?
Mac.
No.
Oh,
wasn't it?
Yeah.
I thought it was him.
It was Top to Late. Made the comment.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Is he still in the league?
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know. The men.
he's a,
I don't
he's
know
a
what does
Orla-
that mean?
he's Orlando. He's in my division.
What does that mean? I was totally lost. I was like, what?
Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't know what that meant either.
I still think it had to do with the trades. Something to do with trades.
Jobs, welcome.
Hey guys, what up?
Good to have you back again.
Good to be here.
So we were just going over stuff with Saw Blade's team, and I always like to hear from the GM who runs their own team. They put their heart and soul into the team, so they can really describe what they're doing. You know, we're just guessing when we're doing these shows, but I want to hear from you. Now, I like to hear about your Brooklyn team right after Merchant Man tells us about his.
We can start with Brooklyn first.
Okay.
I'll be done with listening to how a guest is doing.
He's getting
Holy
his
crap.
notes together.
There's a lot of people here. Wow.
Grim. Yes.
Hey, what's up?
We have Red Zone, Saw Blade, Merchant Man, Howie, Jops.
Howie, I got up at noon just for you.
Yeah, he pointed that out, Grim. he made sure we all knew about it too, Grim.
Yeah, I'm doing you guys a solid here. Hey, Jops, what up?
Hey Grim, fuck you.
Fuck off. Oh, he got it in first. He got it in first. Bastard.
Beautiful.
I should have prepared for that
Beautiful.
shit, man. I'm a little hungover, so
Yup,
I'm
strikes first.
God damn it. Fuck Brooklyn.
That was awesome.
Oh, that's great.
So, what am I doing with my team? It's a good question. So I've been in this league for what, like 30 seasons now, and for ages I was kind of just like, well, for ages I didn't use the tools, so that's why my drafting was always so awful, because that was the first multiplayer league I'd ever been in. And I was like, yeah, whatever, that guy's bars look good, and didn't understand how it related to the combine and stuff. So that's why my team was always crap. And then like I started experimenting. I had that Ross Grinnell for 10 years who was awful, and couldn't do anything. But it was like when I got Sanderson on free agency, I'd sort of like been tweaking my offense over the years and putting more deep plays in it. And with him, he just had really big, like long passing bars. So then when I had that meltdown, I think in one off season when I couldn't get any QB because everyone was outbidding me, I just looked at Adams, I think from Hanalei, and he just had this massive deep passing bar. So I was like, well, I'm only really running deep anyway, so I'll just plug him in there and see what happens. So I've tried to like build around that. So like my receivers, I keep trying to go for route running and adjust to the ball, because I figure like if we're just throwing fades, not like that's all we throw, but if I'm just hitting fades, then we'll probably be all right. And then beyond that, I just think what I've started to notice for my teams anyway, I need one really good running back. Otherwise, it just falls apart. So like that's kind of what I'm thinking, is I just go for deep passes and get receivers who work for that, and just throw it. And it seems to be working. But I think where I struggle in this league is everyone seems to know what they're doing, and I'm kind of just like fumbling around in the dark. Just throwing things at the wall and seeing what sticks.
Fumbling around in the dark. You went 13-3.
Three. I was just gonna say, but Jobs, I'm glad you hung out and figured out your. I'm glad you figured out your shit, man. It's so nice to see you doing well.
Yeah, Drops. If you want me to teach you how to go 8-8, you let me know.
Yeah. Oh, he already knows how to do that.
Yeah, if you look at my history, I'm 8-8 or 9-7 for like 15 years.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at that. Oh, by the way, RG just joined us.
Hey,
What's going on, RG?
Rick, what's up?
just hanging out and excited to see what all the hubbub was about on the chat.
Yeah, nice.
So here's your history, Jops.
Yeah, see a lot of. I think where is it? Like 2019. From then on, I was like 8-8, 7-9, 9-7, and then, like I say, Blaine Sanderson came in, and I suddenly thought, this kind of works, and suddenly we just started putting it together.
What happened where you went 10-6 in 2103, but then you dropped off in 2104?
Nothing really, like nothing massively changed.
No, what happened was I went to the bowl that year.
Yeah,
That's what happened to him.
yeah, like there was nothing different in my team. Like if you, I think the change there was if you look, I swapped my schema.
Is someone TV on in the background?
Rick.
Oh, mine is.
Knock that
I'll
shit off,
turn
man.
down Star Trek.
No, what happened is he got grimmed.
Yeah, he got grimmed.
Yeah, pretty much. Like I just couldn't win in my own conference or my own division. I think like so. I didn't, but that was the year then where I changed from Earhart Perkins to
Knitter?
Air Raid.
So how do you like your quarterback, Adams?
I love him. Like I think in the last video people were ragging on the fact that he's got 0 for short passing, but I don't really pass it short. So every other bar is awesome, and like I say, deep passes and then receivers who can adjust for it. He actually. I'm about to say this, and I need to check before I say it. Yeah, he doesn't take that many sacks either. My line isn't that great anyway.
Throws a lot of picks, though. A lot of interceptions. He's got a low AI, and
Throw the ball down the field, though. You're taking that chance. I mean, you know that's going to happen.
Well, that was my thought. Throwing deep a lot with a quarterback with the low AI like that, that's going to be the high risk, high reward type of quarterback.
Well, one of the things I've started to do with my lineups as well is I put that Diego Reeves in quite a lot and move him around. So if teams try and key on with doubling my best, sometimes like he's the key on a lot of the routes and he will get the ball, but other times he's just there to. I'm about to give away all my secrets.
Yes,
but other times he's just there. But that's why I still leave him in certain formations to get the ball a lot. So you can't not double him because he's still going to get it.
That's one of the things I like about Ben. He doesn't even hide it. I think I've listened to about 4 videos where he was on, and each of them, at some point in the conversation, he'll just flat out say, I like to throw the ball deep. I mean, he's not even hiding it. He's like, oh, it's coming, but boys, be ready.
Yeah.
Well, see, now I would think that, Jobs, I would play cover 3 cloud against you all the time, except you have that running back. So I can't run that.
Yep.
So you're
trying.
You're not.
Change it, so.
You're not giving anything away to me. I've been playing you so long now, but that deep passing shit, I don't know how you cover that when you got a running back like that.
Well, and I've changed it, and I got the fullback as well. So I changed when I drafted the fullback. I changed a bit of my playbook to put more routes in out of the backfield. So then I figure that's why then. Because I don't know if this is a thing that is actually real, but that's why I've gone for an offensive coordinator with high play calling. Because I don't know, I assume the game.
Here's the thing: don't be afraid to go cover 3 or cover 4. I've shut down a lot of teams that like to throw the ball all over the place. With those 2 simple coverages, mix them in.
Right
there, you go.
Yeah, don't do that.
Jobs doesn't want us to do that.
Yeah, hell no.
Shut up, Rick. What are you doing?
Who asked you on?
That won't work, huh?
Jobs, who did you pick in the draft, by the way? Let's go to the draft.
I got a D end because the
that's right, you did.
The 2 players I wanted, Quick took, and then Grim took the other one. So that kind of screwed me a bit.
Yeah, but that end you took looks pretty good.
So funny thing is, I tried to move up a couple spots to get that Terry Hooper that Jug took. And here's what I hate about playing with guys so long. I was going to give him 122 and 322, and he PM'd me back and he said, I know who you're going for, so that's not going to do it. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, all right, then just take your fucking pick. I know who you. So he picks Terry Hopper, and I'm like, shit. He knew exactly who I wanted, but Edgar Red was next on my list. So, but yeah, just getting to know GMs like that, it's just like, fuck me, really? You know who I'm going for, and he did. So,
they're studying your team, Grim.
Yep.
So I mean, I'm happy with that guy because what it means is my current starting D end I'm just not going to give him a new contract. I'll see what he wants like just before the start of the season. But he's asking for like 20 million a year, and he's not. I don't love him that much. Gulalek.
Okay.
Because he's got terrible play diagnosis. So unless it's a pass, I think he's kind of useless.
Yeah, that's a yellow guy for you.
Yeah, so I think that's kind of like this will be his last year with me.
Nice. I like hearing about your team. I like hearing about everyone's team. That's what I was telling Brian when he wanted to come on. I said, talk about your team. Just be be brazen about it and speak about it, because it's the best to hear.
Well, the one last
my
thing I
team
wanna
needs
say
work.
as well.
Who was that?
Rick.
Rick, you want to speak about your team because of I know unless Merchant Man, you're ready.
Well, we can switch around.
I do have one more thing to say before we look at someone else's. My other tactic, which I think I said in my last video, is to wait for Ben to draft people and make them good, and then give him some picks.
Trade for him.
Trade for him.
I've just got a new tackle off Ben because he's like his third choice.
Yeah, see, I don't like that then, because then you're giving Ben more draft picks, and I got to keep battling that.
Well, yeah, but then he just develops the players, and we trade for him again.
I'm already going uphill against him, and you're giving him more picks.
It's like Tucker's our farm team.
Yeah, like I'm gonna just gonna waste that third rounder.
But the problem is you're trading picks for his backups.
Yeah, I know, but they're so good. He's like a 50 rated tackle that can block. I don't have any of those.
How do you like your Hirschberg receiver?
I loved him until I hadn't been paying attention, and everyone pointed out he was 26. So hence and then he took a bit of a hit, like going in, like going from a 62 to a 55, and he drops it a lot. Like for 58 or 69 avoid drops, he drops it so much.
Oh yeah,
he does. That shouldn't be.
Wow.
Yeah, it's brutal. So we think the games I win, like even winning with him, like because they're always deep routes as well, so it's always a fade or a post. I love running posts.
So he dropped a touchdown pass.
Yeah, and he never seems to get much yak. I mean, look at that, like 138. So like you're throwing it 38 yards, and he's catching it and immediately getting tackled.
Yeah, I don't like guys like that. They catch the ball and fall down.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's the get downfield.
Well, he's old, isn't he? So.
Yeah, but
Isn't it all?
I ain't got the legs for it.
For a 1-8 pick, it can be devastating. Howie went through the same thing. I also went through the same thing where we picked a receiver high and they just fell apart.
Oh, and there were two guys I loved in this year's draft who I thought might last, and they've gone at 2-1 and 2-3, I think.
Yes, Jay-Z from Iowa picked him up. He's putting together a very good team. He's going to be dangerous coming this season or next season, definitely. Okay, Matt.
So it's my turn.
You're up.
You're up, Matt.
Yes, you've been secretly putting together a powerhouse.
Wow, I've been since forever, but yeah, the 90s haven't been good to me.
Because you had a good stretch here. See, 1 to 9, week 1 to 9.
Yeah, and then my quarterback got hurt, so and then we dropped a couple of games. So, but I still have no idea what happened to the team, why it fell apart out of nowhere. What's good about the team is that we're finally having some cohesion again. Took a while, but now that the quarterback is on the team for a couple of seasons, he's
You've been making them work.
Yeah, finally.
Last season,
took him a couple of seasons, but yeah, it was second in quarterback rating, if I'm correct. So I I haven't really changed the game plan much. I haven't even changed the offensive coordinator, but yeah, just trying to keep the same players to get the cohesion boost and then try to win. And then next season the team will fall apart again because the cap situation will be a drama. So
is it Boosie or Bassi? What happened to him?
I would call him Buizen.
Basse? Okay, Basse, I want to pronounce it correctly, but what happened to him? Only 477 yards?
Now, well, that's mostly because what I did change was throw the ball to the tight ends a little bit more. So he's just losing targets, and he got hurt in the first 4 games, so he missed the first 4 games. But yeah, if you got 4 guys on the field who are fighting for getting targets, then one of them will not get it to.
You want to trade
100
him?
targets? No way.
Come on, man. He's blue.
No way. These guys are.
He's not getting targets anyways. I could use him, man.
Yeah, everybody could use him. So can I. So, no, I think it's really helping to have 4 guys that are high on route running and keeping the opponents guessing which guy will get the ball.
I'm sure you wanted to break your computer when you went 8-0, and then the wheels fell off after.
Oh yeah. What I do then is grab my keyboard and ramble in my dynasty report and get over with it.
Yeah, that Bordeaux game that you lost at home, that was the start, and that was bad. I'm like, against Elf? Really? Come on, man.
Well, yeah, but it happens. It's one of those games. But the game against the Giants, that 52-10, that was just like, no words. And it wasn't even like we got destroyed all game long, but it was like just the second half. They just got everything going for them, and we got nothing going for us. So. And, well, maybe it's better to lose 1 game by 40 points than losing 8 games by 3 points. So.
Much better. Trust me.
Yeah. But I think against Oakland, the quarterback got hurt, and we were down to a 6th round rookie, and it wasn't all bad, but it's just not the same.
Who just chatted in here? Okay.
What I really liked about my team was that it was almost like every game my team was starting at the 40-yard line of the opponent, and the opponent was starting every drive on their 20-yard line. So,
and that's big.
Yeah, that's huge. I mean, it's basically like 150 yards per game. You don't have to gain ground or that you can give away to the other offense and still keep them from getting on the scoreboard.
It's easier to go 60 yards for a score than 80.
But it's amazing how you were 29th in defense, 22nd rushing defense, 31st in passing defense, but you only gave up 19.9 points a game, ranked number 9.
And don't break defense.
Mm-hmm. So you kept them kicking, I guess, field goals.
Yeah, stuff like that. When a team has to gain 80 yards instead of 60 yards, it's just they need. Yeah, the chances are just a little bit higher that they are not going to get that third down and need to kick it.
All right, Mats, who'd you pick, by the way, in the draft?
I traded my first round pick to Gothenburg.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, and he picked a wide receiver, so we're probably going to regret that decision. But yeah.
traded it to a division rival. That's ballsy.
Yeah, but it was the only team that made a true offer. So yeah, and my team is really stuck in a bad cap situation. So it's really like I can keep this team together for 1 or 2 more seasons, and then I need to figure out where to get healthy again.
What helps with cap hell is if you can trade away your receivers, like to a team like mine, I can relieve your cap hell, and I can get quality players on my team.
Oh yeah, I've
Talk
got
about the
receiver.
perks of hosting this show, huh?
The perks.
He'll help you out. If you're in cap hell, he'll help you out.
We're both helping each other out. He needs to relieve his cap. I need receivers.
Win-win.
Wow, well, it's not going to happen.
I know it's not.
League Remora.
RG, Rick,
Hey.
welcome. I know you just
you.
joined the league with that team. If you want to talk about them, what you're seeing that you have to change and all that stuff, we'd love to hear it.
Well, sure. I'll give you a quick rundown. At least what I've seen the last day or two of staring at the team. 3-20 something losses in the last few years is awful. But there's hope. They have a right tackle, they have a tight end, and sadly they don't have any receivers, which is why I took Gross. All the other receivers in the team have route running below the waterline, 20, 30. And the defense has some pieces. And the only thing I really, really liked was the chemistry direction. Maybe that's why the team went in the crapper for a while, because he was focusing on the yellow chemistry group. And since I happen to have played a little bit of chemistry in my day, I might take it in the same direction.
No.
But anyone that knows me, we're about to run the shit out of the ball from here forward.
You're not going to get rid of all the dummies?
I'll weed them out little by little.
That's the whole problem I always thought with Arizona. Is like, Mac, you can't go with yellow chemistry. You can't.
To me, bars are bars. The color is irrelevant to me. But I like to keep the colors for the aesthetic part of it. But there are smart yellow ones out there too. And
Well, not in this team.
thing. But essentially, I'm just gonna have a whole lot to work with here.
Yes, you do. You have 2 division rivals in here, myself and Red Zone.
I've got, let's see, Joseph's in there, right? Joe Ziccarelli? He and I go back to our CCFL days.
Yep.
Okay.
And Bob, I played with him in the USFL, TFL, all across the FOF family of leagues. And who else is in there?
Steele's fine. Quiet.
That's me. How's it
Oh,
going?
I've only recently been in a league with you a few times.
Correct.
But yeah, this team is like sadly a small train wreck project that I have to see if I can make right.
Well, here's your quarterback.
Oh God. The only thing I like is his read defense. And I wish he was better on the screens, but I can also flip the screens to zeros, ones, and flats if I have to. But at least he can do the shorter stuff beyond screens. He's not much of a accurate fellow either, but he knows when the rush is coming, and he can read the defense. So I'm sure I can squeeze more than 4.3 yards per attempt out of him.
Yeah, that's a pretty low figure.
I don't think I've ever seen it that low in my life. And I looked over the logs, and I was like, "What the hell are they doing?" I don't like to knock, but you have to make a game plan that's based on the bars your players have.
It was a bad season for them. As you can see from the stats, he was 31
I mean, it was-
total offense.
I thought they had a great season.
I'm sure you did, Brian.
I really enjoyed their season.
I mean, Brian popped the champagne.
Yeah, no shit. God damn.
The only thing I was hoping for, and I mean, it happened, but as soon as I saw what he was doing, I was thinking, please let there be a quarterback. Please let there be a quarterback.
I mean, that would have to be the ultimate trading a first-round pick that turns into a lottery ticket.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's probably the best you'll see right there. because the guy he got in return is a linebacker, but a linebacker you can get those in the 5th, 6th, and 7th rounds.
Yeah, for a first round pick, I don't understand.
Yeah, and it flipped to a quarterback that won one. That's going to be a stud in the league, so Brian can have some firepower against old Ben now.
Yeah, I hope so. I got to try and keep up.
So the Miners have a lot of work to do, but I'll see if I can get him at least 5 wins this year.
We're hoping that you have no wins this year.
Yeah, a repeat of last year would be great, Rick.
Be perfect. Or just don't do any wins in our division unless you're playing red zone. Then I don't care if you knock him out.
Well, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're running to the right, kids. We're running to the right.
Okay.
Center, right guard, right tackle, tight end. That's where it's going. It's just like the Hogs. That's where we're going.
Connor Gap.
If you can stop it, stop it.
Cover one buzz, man.
So
that's right.
I wanted to talk about the draft and what you guys thought of the picks. Howie, you're still here, correct?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay. Well, we all know what we thought of Banks. Now, do people think of him better than Livingston? Because I heard it being called out in the forum.
Well, XCOM with his draft chart and where players are projected, he had Banks rated higher than Livingston.
Yeah, I read that too.
Yeah, he did. But I was talking with C-Max last night, and Livingston is still 88 rated right now, so
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's kind of scary, isn't it?
Yes.
Banks might even be better.
Banks might be deep in the 90s.
Jesus.
He's a good quarterback.
See, the bad thing about that is that puts all the pressure on my team to win. Because if we don't win with him, then I should hand in my FOF card.
But I think guys like that can go out and find a way for you to win. He'll kill you. He's worth 2 or 3 wins a season. Once he's developed, he's worth 2 or 3 wins a season.
And that's the thing. He's only like 21% developed right now. So it might be a couple seasons, at least.
You got at least 3 years where you're going to just be so-so.
Just sit there and wait, Brian. He'll be fine.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, I'm not pushing a panic button on him.
Just make sure you get a backup that can hold.
And he's not 5'10", so you don't have no worries.
Well, I've got who do I got back up right now? That Caniac. Yeah. So he doesn't look too bad.
What's his kick holding?
Who cares?
Not good enough.
Yeah, you should trade that guy. He's not a good enough kick holder.
Are you going to get a mentor for him, Bri?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm in the process of trying to do that. Just those guys don't always sign right away, so might not be till the end of free agency.
So a quarterback like this, you can have pretty much average receivers, and he's going to make the average receivers look good, correct?
Yeah.
Joiner's above average, I would say.
Yeah, I think I'll have a good solid 1-2 for the receivers with Joyner and then with Swayze that I just drafted.
He's going to make everybody around him better.
And then,
Joyner
like I
was
said,
a great pick.
Yeah, and then like I said earlier too, with Meza running the ball, I mean, I can do a lot of different things with the offense.
I love that running back.
Me too.
It's awesome.
Oh, I love that running back too. My one big question is how many more seasons is he going to be able to put up the production that he's putting up? I'm worried about the same thing.
He's 26. He's got at least 3 or 4.
Keep giving him the ball and find out.
Yeah.
26 is old for a running back.
Yeah, I mean, you get to, with the amount of production he gets or the carries that he gets and his age, it could be a couple years and he starts really declining.
Which is perfect time for Banks to be taken over.
Or for him to be developed, yep.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, yeah.
Well, like I said, the heavens opened up for Brian and dropped
Yeah,
one on his lap.
A linebacker for that quarterback, yeah, that's a good trade.
The deal of the century right there.
Yeah.
Trade, Brian.
No pressure, Brian. No pressure.
Yeah, no.
That's a trade, Brian, over there. That's a pull.
What do you
I'm
guys?
going to up the pressure really because I think Brian can remember Jackie Collier.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, That wasn't fun going
first
against
pick,
him all those years.
Well, I think this story is quite similar so far. So.
Oh yeah, because Ben got him in a trade. It worked out.
Yeah.
It was the same thing. Yeah.
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 No pressure.
So, what do you guys think of Cushman, the second quarterback picked off picked in the draft?
Awesome too.
One.
He's going to be really good as well.
I like him.
Weren't there 4 taken in about the top 12 or 15 picks?
What's that?
Weren't there 4 QBs taken in like the top 12 or 14 or 15 picks?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you started to get kind of. I would think the.
Were the other 2 desperation
Right.
picks or what?
I think so.
Yeah, and one. So somebody even said it. The only reason why they picked the quarterback that early is because there's no quarterbacks available in free agency, and they needed to make a run at somebody.
They could
I
have
didn't
took
want to
Freeman.
do that. I thought about trying to move up, but I was much better off going with a proven commodity. I was never getting to 1-1 or 1-2. Brian, you wouldn't have traded me that pick, would you? If I gave you like 7 first-round picks, you still said no, right?
Yeah,
Nobody was getting that pick.
I was going to say, what would have taken to pry that pick out of your hands?
Once I saw the draft class, nothing.
Yeah,
There's no way. That's a quarterback that comes along. Well, when we said that about Livingston too, it comes along once in a decade or so, but you don't see that very often.
So
I mean, but like I think Cushman's like a once a decade QB.
He's,
anyway.
Yeah. He's going to be extremely good as well.
I mean, we could end up with a Peyton Manning and Ryan Leaf.
Oh.
So which one's which now?
Yeah. Well, here when I interviewed both of them, I had Banks underrated and Cushman very overrated.
Oh, there's Ryan.
That's reassuring.
So yeah, that made me feel even more better about the pick.
Yeah, no doubt.
Actually, wasn't there another quarterback, Frederick's old quarterback, when Wolf was there? That was an insanely good-looking quarterback, too. Whatever happened to him?
Well, Wolf cut him because he was rebuilding.
Okay.
Ben signed him. Took him one another poll with him.
Oh yeah,
Because I remember that when I was last in the league.
Angel Henson.
And,
Yep.
yeah, that's the one.
Wolf even said
Angel was
even
awesome
said in
looking.
the free agency post the next day. He said, "Sorry, fellas," because Ben went and scooped him right up.
Yep.
Yeah, I tried to get that guy too.
Pick 3. Wide receiver. He's trying to build his team for wide receivers to help his quarterback that he picked. What do you guys think?
I would have taken the other one.
I also would have taken the other one, but I hate that pick just because I got to play that guy twice a year now. I think that either one of those receivers makes his team better. But I would have gone with the other wide receiver at 3. I had him ranked better.
Which other receiver?
Yamashita.
Yamashita, yeah. I had Yamashita as the top one as well.
This guy that Iowa picked up, correct? Where is he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where did he pick him at?
Number 7.
Oh, number 7. Okay. Yeah, he was back here in 2. There he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought he should have been the first one off the board.
Well, Moontown, like I said, he has his young quarterback. He's trying to fit it with wide receivers right now to get them. If you look at his team, Moontown, here we go.
There's certainly nothing wrong with that receiver.
No.
Running.
I just would have took
need.
the other guy.
Nothing at all. I would have, if I needed a wide receiver and that guy was on the board, I would have taken him and not complained about it.
See, he doesn't have any wide receivers. And he picked this guy, I think at 1-2 or 1-1. Yeah, 1-1. And he's not doing anything for him right now as quarterback. 15 touchdowns, 16 interceptions, a 5.21 yards per attempt for a 1-1 quarterback. So he's trying to build that up, and hopefully Glassall will help him.
Mountain is very low on the cohesion in for passing game, so maybe they just need a couple of seasons to get it going for them.
Oh, his cohesion's low?
Here's a question.
Go ahead.
Where's Ben's cohesion?
Ben is Tucker. He's over at the bottom. He's got good for passing. He's got very good for offensive line. He's got excellent for defensive front, and he's got excellent for secondary. But his passing is at 64 good on his cohesion.
So maybe I don't know what I'm talking about.
Well, no, the reason I asked is because quite a few of us, I do the cohesion just because I was always getting my ass handed to me by Quick and Grim, and they were doing it, so I was like, yeah, why not? But it dawned on me, looking on Ben's team, they're all just different colors. I just don't think he cares and beats everyone anyway.
It's bars or bars. That's Ben's theory. It's always been bars or bars. They don't lie.
It always makes me laugh as well when Ben, halfway through the season, be like, oh, we're only 6-2. I'm like, you're just gonna beat everyone, Ben.
Yeah, I don't follow colors either. I only go after the bars. The only time I look for intelligence for my offensive line. That is important for me. Outside of that, certain bars that fit my system, that's what I'm picking.
I've paid more attention to the offensive line intelligence only like the last few seasons in each of the leagues that I'm in. Like before, I didn't care. I would just go for bars and I didn't care about the intelligence. But then I would start to notice how many close games I would lose because of penalties or bad plays or sacks given up or things like that.
Yeah.
And
the majority, all those pancakes can also hurt you.
Yeah. They're giving up, third down, you convert it, holding. Now you're
hey, Howie,
back
you listening
again.
to them talk about penalties? You hearing this?
Nobody on this chat has a right to talk about penalties unless they accrue the amount of penalties I've accrued over the last 5 years.
The bad boys.
Listen, if I can't lead the lead in rushing, I will lead the league in penalties. I guarantee it.
So before you bring up penalties again, check with Howie, make sure it's okay.
Yes.
That's right.
What do you guys think of Snapfinger's pick with the running back?
Really good.
Yeah, I like him.
Really good.
I would have taken him there.
Is he another Meza?
I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't go that far.
Yeah, but he took him where? What pick?
4.
4.
No, but he's gonna be really good though because he can even catch the ball out of the backfield. He can run the ball. He's got endurance, so he's gonna be out there every down.
Right, but does he have any way to block for him? So
well,
I don't have that. He's nothing.
So why did McIntyre fall to 18 2 seasons ago? Because people were afraid of the no combine? See, I don't know. I don't like the running back in the top 5.
Run blockers with 50 bars don't help 80 running backs at all.
What's his run blockers?
Got a couple solid guys on his O-line.
They're all
I
40
don't know,
guys.
Rick
Can they
Quick
run
will
block?
argue that
Oh,
point.
here's one that can
No.
run block.
And the cohesion, he says, is just important as the bars.
He does, and all his run blockers are under 40 except for one of them.
Oh,
So yeah,
well, the running back's going to be a 3.7 yards per carry guy.
that's gonna be tough. Mm-hmm.
What's his O-line cohesion, though? Because Quick would argue that point.
Well, Quick's also running a spread, so if any runs he gets are just because we were focusing pass.
Fair
Well,
point, but
Snapfinger's cohesion on the line is 75, so that's not horrible.
Okay.
I wouldn't be shocked if that guy got over 4 yards of carry. He may not be rookie of the year, but he'll play well.
He'll be all
If he
right.
wants
I just don't
monster
know.
output,
In the top 5. I
yeah,
mean,
you got to have the monsters to block for him because just the bars alone aren't going to help.
No, I would argue that I have no run blockers on my team, and
Yeah,
I
look at
got
my
rookie
O-line.
of the year last year with my rookie running back.
And mine was
He
the year
actually
before.
made my O line better.
Mine was the year before. Look at my O-line. They're not, 80 plus run blockers.
And I think a back like that can create yards, and it'll give C4 a few years to maybe bring in some better linemen.
Yeah, but a super bar guy getting 4 isn't as good as a super bar guy getting 5 to 6 a pop, which is common, which can happen.
No, but it's a start.
My guy had 2,000 yards and averaged 4.66 yards a carry his rookie year, and my O-line isn't monsters.
What I don't like about this running back is that his elusiveness is higher than his whole recognition.
Yeah, that's the problem right there.
And it's gonna what? It's gonna.
He's going to have just as well, not just as many, but he'll have more plays where he's tackled for a loss, in addition to all those solid runs for positive yardage. I'd rather have the guy with a whole wreck. He might only get 4 yards, but he's getting 4 every time.
Now,
Barry Sanders.
Do you think a better offensive line will counteract that?
Maybe.
I think
I
so.
like the elusive bar. Everybody hates it, but I think it's great for reverses and things like that.
Yeah, if you're running out, well, for you're running outside a lot, so yeah, that works.
I think Barry Sanders. That's the best thing I've come up with. He would this one for 80. He'd run -1, 0, -2, 3, and then he'd go 80 yards for a TD. What's his average per carry?
I don't think anybody would not want Barry Sanders on their
absolutely.
team.
I agree with you. But this guy isn't Barry Sanders. He's not quite that good.
Now, next pick, 5, the tackle, Stenders. Now, I don't think Wakadu was registered, so I'm not sure if this was an auto pick. But if it was, good pick.
Yeah, except for the endurance. I don't know how much that's going to affect his play, even with those bars.
That's a weird one because I hear people go both ways with that. One guy says endurance doesn't matter on the line, don't even look at it. And the next guy says, okay, what about the fourth quarter when you're trying to come back on that last one?
It's got to matter a little bit because those guys are on the field all the time. So the game
doesn't sub those guys much.
No, if it's going to affect anything, it will affect it in the fourth quarter. And even a guy like that with those bars could start giving up sacks or getting knocked back, and you're running for a loss now instead of a gain.
Pancakes in the first and second quarter, yeah.
Right.
Well, let's look at his team. What does he need? Capital. So he's going to age. His ninth season is right guard. His tackles. Yeah, he didn't need a tackle. So it was good to be added to his team. He's got a nice quarterback. I like his quarterback.
And he's got a great line already.
Yeah, I don't think this guy's going to hurt him at all.
Yeah.
It's just if you're going to find a fault, it would just be that endurance bar.
Now, you think he should have, if he did make this pick, you think he should have went after a wide receiver instead?
Probably.
Yeah, I would have. I would have taken that guy that went at 7.
Yeah, because he's hurting for wide receivers.
Isn't Tommy John surgery a thing baseball players have when their elbows fall apart?
Yes. Yeah. Yes,
and that's this guy's name.
I know.
Uh-oh.
Well,
so I'm wondering though,
just
do we know if he was auto picked? Because I know at that point in the draft he was out in the middle of the ocean off of San Padre Island in Texas on a fishing trip.
I'm going to guess that it was an auto because it doesn't look like he's registered, and the team is set to auto pick now.
Yep. Yep, he didn't even register.
He's
So
still,
that was an auto pick. That was from him being on vacation.
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh, he missed out on
Yamashita.
Yamashita. Here is the pick I think you guys were speaking of at 1-6, the quarterback, Mays.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a stretch pick, I think.
Too high for that guy.
Yeah, I liked him, but I thought he'd be there like in the second.
Yeah.
Because I would have taken him as a
draft.
backup.
That happens in almost every draft, though. A couple top QBs go, and somebody, even if it's late first, somebody says, "Oh, well, I got to get a QB. Let me take this guy." And you're like,
and well, he's got Granados too. Wasn't he kind of highly sought after the last couple seasons? He's got Skip, Granados.
Oh, the guy from
had him playing pretty well. 4,600 yards, 25 TDs.
He signed him as a free agent from somebody from Oakland.
Yeah, from Oakland.
Yeah, I would have just stayed with him. He's not happy with him.
No, and I would, again, not have taken that quarterback and taken that wide receiver instead.
The biggest red flag on Mays, the quarterback there, it's that sense rush bar is below the combine line.
Yep.
That's a red flag right there.
Something.
Yeah.
Now, what does that mean?
Well, to me, if you, especially on a static bar, if the bar is below the combine, that, to me, that says everything else is going to drop as well.
Right.
Everything is he's not going to go up. He's going to go down.
That's what I see too.
Because his soul is high, and so his sense rush should
Yeah,
be a little higher than that.
It doesn't match up.
Yep.
Isn't sense rush connected to agility?
Well, sense rush is connected to soul.
Yep.
Agility is screen passes and short passes for a quarterback.
And the only reason why I think he picked Mays is because he felt, and I'm just speculating, that this is my guy and he's not going to last into the second round, is what he's probably thinking. And so he's going to take him right then and there.
But in that scenario, you trade down.
Because I like Skip Granados. He did well with him. If I can put up 4,600 yards, 25 touchdowns with this quarterback in the system after only one first year, I can assume that he's going to do better or within the same.
Yeah, and I can see him thinking like what you said, Clay, that I'm not going to get him in the second, so I've got to take him now because I've done that many times.
Sure,
we've all done that.
Yeah, like even if the guy would have lasted, in your brain you're saying, he's not going to last, because I was told by somebody when I first started playing this game, if you like a player, odds are there's at least 2 or 3 other GMs that like this player. So
if you don't take them, they will.
Right.
Yep. So true.
That's still something I always really struggle with, when it's like projected at 150 or something. You're like, I think I want to take him at 60. And then every time I go, I'll probably be there next time, he goes at like 65.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a killer.
His bars aren't bad. I mean, I really like the third down bar, the accuracy, the timing. The short pass is solid. He's got the deep pass bar, and his bars on screen, medium and long aren't bad. He's a decent quarterback, but at 1.6.
Well, but that goes back to that sense rush bar that I think is going to pull everything else down.
If it does pull it down, then we're looking.
Yeah, the third down accuracy, timing, those are fantastic. I'll take those all day. But
there's a few good, zero bar sense rush quarterbacks I've seen in my day, and you can get some mileage out of them, but you have to have a good system that allows it.
Yeah, you have to game plan
helps
around
you.
that.
You're going to need stud pass blockers.
Yep.
Exactly.
You know what's the killer on that? When they get sacked, they fumble a lot.
And those fumbles can turn into TDs on the defensive side, and those are momentum changers in a big way.
You're looking at a previous owner of a zero sense rush quarterback that I inherited. It was amazing with 40 touchdowns, but 60 sacks was not pretty.
Nope.
So,
Oh, I had a 0 cents rush guy when I joined the league, and I hated him. Wes Elliott. I've gone through history to look.
I
Wes
hate all
Elliott.
quarterbacks, so I mean, I don't discriminate. I mean, they just don't play well in Chicago.
He went to Frederick eventually and took 97 sacks from
Elliott.
60 yards.
Elliott was fucking terrible.
I
I loved playing him. He made my defense
I
ends
love
look
playing
great.
against him.
97 sacks.
97 sacks, really?
Oh
Really?
my
Yeah,
god.
yeah,
Who was
for
the quarterback?
564
In one
yards.
season. Well, how many is that a game? I'm thinking.
too many.
Who was?
And
What was the quarterback's name?
Wes Elliott.
Oh,
He
Elliott.
also
Elliott.
threw for
Six a game.
6,800 yards.
That's six a game. Holy smokes, 6 sacks a
Yeah,
game.
he had almost 7,000 yards, though 52 touchdowns that year, but 97
Yeah.
sacks. My God.
That's the ultimate high risk, high reward.
Yes.
Yeah,
right
I think
there.
they went like 8-8 that year or something.
When the game was over, they brought him the game plan for the next game, and he read it while he was sitting in the whirlpool on Monday and Tuesday. 6 sacks a game. Holy smokes.
So next up, 1-7, Yamashita. I know you guys like this wide receiver. It's
Yep.
unanimous with everybody. Do you think his route running is going to go higher since it's a 29 in the soul? You think he's going to be on the higher side? You know, you got the 61, but the 88.
Oh,
You think
yeah.
he's going to be
No,
more
'cause that
closer to
depends on-
88?
Yeah, that depends on position drill as well. So I think he goes a little higher.
He's going to Red Zone JZ. He's building a team that's going to be very competitive.
I've seen too many 5'10 QBs, Clay. I'm not sold.
Yeah, I was just going to mention the short quarterback thing again.
You can challenge me around
Just to fuck with him.
Let's go. Let's bring him out. There he is, guys.
5'10 is the cutoff, though, right? I mean, 5'10 is okay. 5'9, not so much.
No, 6 foot is the cutoff.
Oh, I've seen a couple that were 5'11 that did okay. 5'10, I've not seen very many. A handful, 1 or 2 or 3. 5'9, you can't do. I don't think you can do. Rick, can you do 5'9?
I brought 5'9" to a couple championship games, lost not because of the quarterback. So it's bars are bars still. And poor game planning on my part. So
Yeah, obviously taller, better, but there's been some, like I've seen in other leagues, some 5'9", 5'10 quarterbacks that have been pretty good.
Well, he just picked up 2 wide receivers. He's putting his team together. And he's going to be a headache.
Yeah, that receiver's going to go well with his quarterback.
Joe's going to make a good run, then he's going to get himself in cap hell, and he'll have to start fire sailing.
That would be beautiful.
That was his MO in the CCFL. He could put together awesome rosters, they would win, but he'd have to salvage the parts because they were overpaid parts.
That'd be perfect. What do you think of Alf's tight end?
Love it.
Yep, me too.
Yeah.
I'd take him.
Great pick.
Good pick. What does he need, actually? Bordeaux.
He needs to answer my PM and make a trade.
Ah, I got Freeman.
Oh, he's
Signed
got it.
Freeman, right?
Oh, he's got Freeman, yeah.
Yeah, he just signed Freeman. And he
Oh,
removed
Grim.
the nickname, just like he said he was going to do. Nice.
Hey, you got him cheap.
Yep.
10 mil.
Wow.
Grim, what are you doing with quarterbacks this year?
None of your business. I got a couple guys I'm going to try to sign. I'm going to go after Coffee, Randy Coffee, and if I can't get him, then Norris is still sitting there, and he won a championship with my team years ago, so maybe I can get something to work with him. But yeah, I'm working it. Plus, I got that second year guy that I could probably make work too. So,
Are you guys big on tight ends? Like stud tight ends?
Oh,
or
I love them.
can you make lesser tight ends do just as much? Because I go based upon I can do almost the same with a lesser tight end.
I would lean that way too. The one I had, Graham Sawyer, was supposed to come in and do all these great things, and he played decent for a couple seasons, but he had a couple ordinary seasons too, and I ended up letting him leave.
Oh.
Too much money, not enough production.
Because I'll show you my.
When you look at the two rookies I had last season, and they both played fine. I mean, I'm very happy with my tight ends at the moment, those two.
Yeah, your Kevin Carrier, Clay. I mean, he's got the 3 bars that you probably want on tight ends. Maybe, third down, I'd like to have that a little bit better, but you're getting him the ball, so.
And he's a 36 rated.
Now, that may be a game plan thing. Maybe some people know how to take that stud tight end and use him like a stud receiver. I don't know.
You're going to find out if I can pull it off, Bob. I got Shane Lane.
Yep.
That's the only talent I've got. So I'm about to Travis Kelce the shit out of Shane Lane.
Let's see what he looks like. There we go. Oh, yeah.
Shane Lane, huh?
Yeah, Lane looks great.
Write that name down and make sure he's on the locker room wall. Don't let him beat it, boys.
Right. That's the only weapon on the minors currently.
Yeah, he's going to be insane, man.
And if the receiver can at least be a 50 guy, I'll be happy. The one I took a 2-1.
Cornerback. I love cornerbacks. C-Max got him. Collins.
No, he's going to be great, and I know he's really trying to retool the secondary because he's only got the one safety on his team, so he just took 2 quarterbacks in the first round.
That's a step in the right direction.
Is he dropping him back into safety, Collins, or is he keeping him up as
No, he's going to keep him at cornerback, I'm pretty sure, because he doesn't have any cornerbacks in San Antonio right now worth of shit, so.
You don't want to change this guy to safety.
What's that?
A good safety goes a long way. A good corner goes a long way.
Well, he's got a good safety back there right now. Spencer.
He's fine.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
I wanted that guy in the draft when he got picked. He's awesome. Because I think he was a no combine guy. There's something weird about him.
No, he's got combines listed right
there.
The
low punishing hitter might have been the look away. Everybody shies away from that one.
He was awesome, though, and is.
I don't shy away from the low punishing hit. As you can see, they can be good as well. I picked up Lester, and he has the same thing. He grew a little bit. Oh, not him, not Lester. It wasn't Lester. It was I take that back. It was Waffle.
Yeah, there he is.
Yeah, I still want that guy.
So it's a hit or miss, I believe, on that.
If the agility is good and everything else, okay, you can get away with it, even though it's one of those static bars we all look for.
Because
I think the bigger fear people have is that that's low. It could drag the other bars down and be reasonable for that.
And we've seen it happen, but also here's a perfect example of where it didn't. So it's a hit or miss.
And that's exactly. You don't know. I mean, you don't take him and someone else doesn't, and he holds it up. You're kicking yourself.
Yep. That's where that good scout comes in handy.
Yeah, when I think it was Quick, he took a safety, and we were looking at the draft, and I said I won't take him because he had a high volatility, very high. Because I've gotten burned on him on that, and he took him high, but he panned out. See, I would have missed out on that. Quick's guy, which was this safety here, he took. Where was it? Here it is, Emmons. Did he drop a little bit, guys?
No, I don't think so.
Didn't he have a higher endurance?
Oh, yeah. I'm pulling them up on the site right now just to see. No.
You can click on his... Yeah.
Let's see. Wow. Yeah, he had a 52.
Yeah, endurance went down.
He had a 52 start, but then he had to extend it out with the green as well.
So we have to remember that this is the league scouts. So it's not reliable, but...
Oh, my scout's awful. So We should go with the lead scout, by the way. My defense
Split the
is scout.
difference.
In any event, yeah, volatility. I know Quick would jump on here. He would say volatility means nothing because it can go either or. It can go great or it can go good. We always forget about the great part.
Yeah, I'm with him on that.
Now, pick number 10, this quarterback. I don't like him at all.
This is the pick that we talked about earlier. That's what Albion Moonlight wrote there.
Yeah, no, he even says it right there below. The FAQB market
exactly.
is non-existent.
Did you guys skip
Yeah,
the tray?
I would not have taken him because I'm done with guys with the low timing bar. I'm just done. I'm not going to do it anymore.
I was waiting for you to chime in, Red Zone.
Yeah, Bob's a West Coast guy, so accuracy and timing's got to be there.
Yeah, so
I mean, the other bars look fine. He's not a scrambler either, which is not the end of the world for me, but it's something I noticed. But the low timing bar would have scared me away. All the other bars look fine. And for all we know, he turns out great. You know, I mean, we'll all look like dummies on the next show. Remember, we said this guy wasn't any good. Look, he's the second or third best QB in the draft, and he's 60 future, and we'll be going,
Yep.
Yes. Pretty little colors on the combines lie to us sometimes.
here's your guy again, Saw. The wide receiver.
Crazy.
And then we go down to who has Frederick, by the way?
Sox.
Nation.
Oh, that's right, Sock Nation.
Yeah, that was an auto pick, so
Oh, he didn't have the team yet?
nope.
Oh.
No, but I think that Eli not registering and getting auto picked, I think that was the final nail in his coffin.
Well, if you're looking for a defensive tackle and you're going to get auto
Pretty
pick, you're
good.
not going to do much better than that.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
Now, would you take him this high with no combines?
No.
I might be the only guy in the league who would do that.
If I needed a DT, I probably would, but
You're going solely on bars with no combines with the 12th pick of the draft. I don't know. You better really know he's going to turn out. You better be very confident. I'd hesitate.
I'm with Red Zone in this one as well.
Give me combines, I'm all over him. Without them, ooh.
He has Tops. Tops picks the cornerback. Now, you guys don't care about endurance on secondary, I noticed. I think someone brought that up last time.
I do, but
I do.
I mean, the bars still matter more. I mean, I know that's a bar, but I mean, if he's great at man-to-man zone and bump like this guy, and he's got the interception bar, he's even good against the run. I mean,
I wonder if he moves him to safety because he's already got two elite cornerbacks.
5'10", 188, I don't know. Maybe free safety.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he does.
I don't. It depends where that bar falls. I'm just looking in the conscriptor, and I'm seeing a range from 27 to 65. Now, if he's 35, 40 endurance,
That's fine.
That's not bad. I mean, he won't play all over the place, but he'll play in plenty of defensive sets.
No, but Grim
that's
might
what
be
your
right.
other depth guys are for. They're the ones that have the long bars and man-to-man or zone, and those are your fillers. Then take care of that.
I don't think the endurance will hurt as much as it would on the offensive line.
Yeah.
If his range was like 10 to 40, well, then you'd be a little more worried, I think.
He's got two Asian safeties that are going to be gone. So you might be right, Grim. He might be pulling them back to a safety position on his team because he doesn't have anyone.
That's also a pick to guard against Tucker.
They could use him as a nickel corner.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's true as well.
I like the pick if you're looking for a corner.
BG Bob takes this wide receiver, Allen.
That's the pick he got from me.
Is it?
Yep.
You traded out?
I traded that pick and next year's first and Benson.
And Benson to get Witten.
Oh, that's right. I forgot you got your quarterback. That was a good trade, by the way, Red Zone.
You know, I wasn't going to do anything like that. And I even said on the last show, I'm tired of paying people all these big salaries. You know, I'm just going to go with what we got, blah, 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 blah. And I get up the next morning and I woke up early. So I figured, let's see what's going on in IHOF real c before I go to work. And I pull the screen up and I'm looking around. I open the game up and I thought, last night we talked about this guy Whitman. C-Max said, you know, we asked him, would he pay his QB and 2 firsts to get Whitman? And he said he probably would. And I pulled up his QB and he's making, I forget the salary, but it was pretty high. And I pulled Benson up and I'm like, well, his is all bonus. The salary is only like 8 or 9 million. That's got to be more attractive. I should try that. So I just sent a PM to BG Bob and closed the game out and went to work. And I kept checking my phone for an email, you know, that he'd replied. And he didn't reply all day. I guess he was on the site before I was. I found out later. And he was never back. So when he finally came back, he just said, posted, he'll do it. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, then let's do it. I mean, I was just fishing to see where he was. And he's like, yeah, let's do that. Good, let's do it. So, I mean, now I got this guy making $63 million this year. So I got to stop saying I'm not paying anybody anymore because I'm paying him.
What are you going to do with Taylor, by the way?
He's going to sit there and be this year's backup and probably walk because he wants $20 million in a season and he's not getting that from me.
Oh.
If somebody wants to trade for him, I'm open to that discussion.
I'll trade for him.
You know, I mean, he's not getting $20 million behind this guy, and he's not going to start in front of him. So
I'll give you a 5th for him.
A 5th?
Yes. What do you want for him?
I don't know. I'll look at it though. We can talk. I mean, I'm not like you. I'll trade in my division. Remember, you wouldn't trade me Johnny Heath?
I will not trade starters, I said to you. A backup, if it makes sense, yes.
The guy that ought to look at him is Grimm. He's not saying much, but that's who should be looking at him.
What? No, he doesn't. For what the hell's his name?
Taylor.
He's not my color, is he?
Daryl Taylor? I forget his first name.
No, he ain't my color. I got no interest. He's got no short, medium, and long passing either. So,
here's a really important question, Grim. Is your color blue or is it purple?
That's right.
Blue.
Blue.
I've heard people say purple, but it's definitely blue.
Yeah, unless we're colorblind and everyone else isn't. I don't know.
Hold on. What's funny is that I actually am partially colorblind, so
that's purple.
If they said purple, then I say okay,
that's
it's purple.
Blue.
That's blue. Purple.
Well, it's technically that's lavender.
Yes, lavender, violet. Yes,
I suppose you could go with lavender, maybe, but to me, it's blue.
No,
go, Jim.
Blue.
Make sure you pick these shades.
This is blue.
That's royal blue, man.
That's
a dark blue.
Are you joking? We're getting down to royal blue and blue.
Yeah.
It's the same family.
Clay, we're going to analyze this game right down to the colors.
That's fucking blue. And that other one is dark blue, royal blue, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, I'm with you, Grim. It's blue.
Yeah, thanks, brother. Someone's got to be with me on that.
In any event, what do you guys think of Allen, his wide receiver they got in the draft?
Unless BG knows something I don't, that's a shit pick.
I don't like that route running at all.
Nope.
That's one of those fall in love with a big BP bar pick.
Yeah, I mean you gotta hope that because the big play is so high and being a static.
That's a big gamble.
That the route running comes up to meet the combine. You hope that comes up, but I don't know.
But not only that, what if he has another guy that's a big route runner that's going to draw the double coverage and he makes this guy the primary target most of the time? He's going to get that. The get down field bar is pretty good and the big play bar is real good.
No, yeah, it could work, but
and he's got other wide receivers, doesn't he? Yeah,
he knows how to game plan.
T-Zac wide receivers.
He knows how to game plan. He may be looking at it like that. He may already have somebody on his roster that's going to drop it. the double coverage.
Yeah, he's got
Why am I
Corte.
blanking?
Edward Corte.
What team is he again? I just
Rochester.
Rochester. Okay.
He's a good drafter. There's a reason he took him. I guess it's the point I'm making. Normally, he's a good drafter.
Yeah, with that soul score and that position drill, that route running should come up. You would think.
Right. That's what I'm thinking because of the soul. You'd hope that it's going to come up, and that's probably what he's betting on.
Because right now it's sitting at 27.54. So the high can be 27 or the high can be 54.
Right.
So if it's on the high side and you're just barely making over 50 as a route running.
Yeah, and you're a middle of the first round pick too.
Well, I guess my thing would be he's not going to catch the ball and fall down. If he's your primary target, he's going to get the targets, especially if you get somebody doing the double coverage away from him.
And essentially, that was a free pick from Bob. So why not take a chance?
Take a shot and see what happens. Yeah.
Yep.
I just think I've seen him draft, and there's a reason he took him, in my opinion. He's not someone that drafts without a plan.
What do you think of this tackle, Money? Goes by the name Money.
Looks like a workout warrior to me.
Again with the endurance.
I was crying when I saw him fall to 15 because if he was at 14, I'd have took him and not made the trade.
I think his pass block is going to be even higher than that.
I need a tackle.
Yeah, probably.
I like him. I mean, he's got good size, and the bars are, except for the endurance, are all above the combine bar. So,
I'm blocking monster to be.
Only 11% developed. He may take a while.
Yeah,
but that's good. I mean, he's got a high ceiling with those bars,
and he's going to be smart.
Oh shit! Howie took off.
Smart.
Yeah, he had his daughter's communion.
All right, right on. That being said, I'm going to grab some coffee. I'll be right back.
Go ahead.
Hanalei was an auto pick?
Yes. Hanalei was an auto pick.
I mean,
I like that guy.
See, this is what I would rather see on the whole wreck elusiveness, like Matt was saying.
Yeah.
Where it's higher than the elusiveness?
Yes. Here's what I got. I got this from Ushikawa from another league. We were talking one day and we started talking about running the ball and O-line and running backs. And he says he likes a 50-point gap between whole wreck and elusiveness. So if the guy has 20 elusiveness, he wants 70 whole wreck. That guy he can work with.
Is this on actual or future?
Actual.
Okay.
Once he's fully developed.
And if not, he throws the guy away.
If not, he's not as happy with him. Doesn't mean he won't take him. You know, I mean, okay, so it's only 35 points. Well, it's still pretty good. You know, I mean, but that's what he's looking at. That's the high end. That's what he thinks is the premier back, the guy that can really run in his system. Now, I think he runs inside a lot. So if you're running outside or off the tackles, that may not be quite as effective. But I've kind of followed that since he said that.
I think sometimes we have to look at players why GMs pick them. It's because of certain players fit in their system on their game planning, and bars that might not work for you or myself would work for them.
For someone else, yeah.
And they'll take it all day long, and no one else is going to pick them up. They're like, I'm fine, I'll take them.
And let's be fair. Here's another example. Nobody knows everything. Or what you just said, what works for one guy doesn't work for another. He also said something one day about timing. He felt like the timing bar was why you got a 6-yard completion on 3rd and 8 because QB found the first open guy and dumped the ball off. And that's why I went away from timing. And I swear I have suffered because of that timing bar. And it is over. We will not have a QB that doesn't have a timing bar anymore. I don't care if he's doing that. I need better than what did the 1 year Benson? I think it was 2105. If you look at Benson, I think he was under 50% or right at 50.7% for the season. And I was like, how in the hell did that happen? As many slants as I throw.
Let's look at him right now.
That's why. If you're throwing a lot of slants, you need the timing bar.
Yeah, because the idea with the slant is the ball goes on the cut, isn't it? So if
Right,
you've got
right.
bad timing, I guess they're
So
waiting for
that-
that.
If you want to see a low completion percentage, look at the Miners quarterback, 47.
Right, but that didn't work for me. So I mean, one thing that he said, I followed that. I thought, that sounds good. I'm going to start incorporating that into what I do, and it hurt me. And the other thing, like I said, with the running backs, I kind of lean that way now. I want at least, like Matt said, I want the whole wreck better than the elusiveness, even if it's by 5 points.
But what's the idea behind that? If they've got high elusiveness, then they're not going through the hole. They're going to
Well,
go.
like Rick said, on a reverse, the elusiveness is great, but you're running outside. You're looking for that big play. You're looking for that long game. The whole wreck.
Well, see, I like it because
in the middle.
My big running back can have it because I'll run a counter on you. I'll do a strong to weak side counter on you. I'll gouge you for 50 yards. Because that elusive bar, let me do that with that player.
But if you run that play 4 times, only one of them is going to be a 50-yard run, not all 4.
I always said I'll take a 1 yard loss, 2 yard loss, 3 yard loss, and all of a sudden I get a 40-yard touchdown. I'll take that.
That's the Barry Sanders type right there.
Exactly.
Yeah, I guess that's the thing with averages. Would you rather someone who got 3 yards, 3 yards, 3 yards?
Because historically, I rush for more than 5.5 with the system I run. So I like those elusive guys. I love them to death. They're always on the waiver wire, so I never at a loss for finding them.
You run 3 plays and you get 4 yards on each of them, it's first down again.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, it could go either way.
And there's the
example. I'm not high on elusive guys, but
here's the example.
I do
right
run
now.
a lot. I run more reverses than the average person does. Because I love those things.
You taking notes, Clay?
No, but I'm saying here's the example right now that RD was G was talking about. Rick was speaking about. Yeah. He'll take an elusive guy that's always going to be on the free agent market because no one else wants to touch him because it works in his system, but everyone else it doesn't. Or they hear that it doesn't and they assume it doesn't and they brainwash themselves. I can't make this guy work, and they'll never touch that player. Rick comes along and says, "I'll take these guys all day long."
Yeah, those are guys they'll get 40 carries a year, but they'll average 77 yards a pop on average. You'll get your 1 yard loss, 2 yard loss, but you get your home runs. And if it's a change of pace on a new first down and I get a touchdown out of it, great. If I don't, okay, so it's now second and something.
I just wanted to see Meza, his whole recognition and elusiveness they're only 2 points apart. So that would kind of go to what Rick is saying is doesn't matter as much.
He's getting both.
He's doing just fine.
What are they? They're not 20 and 20. They're probably more like 60 or 70 each. Right?
I have
81 and 79.
But at that point, you've got the 80 hole wreck, and you're also getting the elusiveness with it. I'm talking about the guy that has 40 or 50 hole wreck and 80 elusiveness. That guy I don't want.
Yeah, because my guy's 81 hole wreck, 84 elusiveness.
See, but you're getting them both. That's still a good running back there. He's the stud. He's got both of them.
Here's an example on the wire. Jared Pluto Perez, the year before, 2105. 5 yards a pop, had max hole wreck and max elusiveness.
But, look at this guy that we're talking about, Mark Heath. Take his hole wreck and make that his elusiveness. Take his elusiveness and make that his hole wreck. I wouldn't draft him.
Well, that's a reverse guy, then.
I wouldn't want him.
The low hole wreck guys have usage on reverses and wide runs.
Grim, are you with me? Is that the guy you're looking at? Is that what you're seeing too?
Mark Heath?
If they flipped his whole wreck and elusiveness, you wouldn't even look at him.
No, fuck no.
Right. That's
absolutely
what I'm saying. That's the guy I'm talking about.
Yeah, they become in Arizona.
You're from out west.
So I wonder if this holds true for wide receivers with low route running. I know that they don't catch the ball as many times that's targeted to them because of their low route running. However, can you, if everything else is high except for the route running, can you still have a solid wide receiver?
Yeah, I think a better comparison would be get downfield and big play.
Right.
The route running, I mean, if you've got a stud route runner that's drawing the double coverage and you take that guy that has the mediocre route running and make him the primary, he's still getting the ball. unless he's being covered by a stud receiver all game long and the team just has an incredible secondary, he's going to get open sooner or later and make his catches. Question is, what's he going to do with the ball after that?
Yeah, those low route running guys are hard to fit in. You have to, monkey too much with your depth chart to make them do anything.
There is something I noticed on the low route running when I was experimenting. And I'm not sure if this is true or not, but it's been coming up a lot. It seems that sometimes it's a higher interception against your quarterback when you throw to you've seen it as well then. Okay.
Quentin Jammer, TFL.
So when your quarterback throws to someone a low route run.
Aaron K of the TFL had an awesome looking quarterback. 80 rated, would throw 19 touchdowns and 18 picks every year, and Aaron was pulling his hair out. What the hell am I doing wrong? And he said, look at your route running on your receivers. I'd fire every one of those guys. He did, and all of a sudden Jammer turns in his best season ever, 30-plus touchdowns with awesome everything else.
Because I would look at my game planning, my logs, and I'll read through them, and I notice the pattern. And I said, there is something here, and that was something I was thinking of. But you've seen it as well.
It'd be cool if we had a stat that was like targeted picks or something.
Yeah, because the low route running guys, sometimes they have a bar I could use like courage. If they have a max courage bar, I'll take him late in the draft because I can have him as a reverse running wide receiver. And that works too. Because I did some single player testing of reverses with wide receivers, and all the guys that hit good had a pretty much 90+ courage bar, and everything else looked normal looking.
Yeah, I think
here's a question then.
It depends on what you're looking at, though. I mean, are we looking at a guy with a 20 route bar? Well, okay, he's horrible no matter what else he has. But if he's 40
I'll take a
50,
guy.
But if he's 40
as a roster
50
filler,
running,
a 20 guy route bar, but a 100 courage, I'll put him in the reverse package of 05, 014, 023. I make something out of him.
But I'm saying if he's got a 40 or a 50 route bar, that's good enough. If he's got
he
great
can play
vision,
then. No, he can play. But if he's if he's one of those really low route runner guys with all his other bars, those are tough to place.
I'm talking about your three receivers in 113. If he's got 40 or 50 route running and great get downfield and great big play, and you have somebody else with a high route bar, he won't get doubled. He's going to get his catches if you make him the primary target. He's good enough, and those other bars will carry him.
But I'm saying the lower end guys, the sub 20 guys, those are reverse runners.
They're gadget players. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I've got a guy who I moved from running back to slot or split end, and I've changed the package. DJ Ford, I've added one play in just for him to do reverses on.
And he does well.
Because he does all right on it. My logic would be that if they used to play running back, somewhere in their head they'll still be good at it on a reverse.
See,
Rick, is that a real thing?
Rick will tell you can just put a running back in that slot and not even position change him, right, Rick? What does he have to have?
Herman Jeffries.
Elusiveness,
Herman Jeffries.
speed to the outside, and then
perfect reverse running wide receiver that can't run for shit on a route.
Who am I looking at? But Herman Jeffries?
That's a good reverse running special team gadget player for reverses.
What team is this?
If you don't have a Messless.
Okay.
NAA.
Herman Jeffries.
Oh, my team.
That's a good example of a player you can use. He didn't have many stats, but if you ran this guy on reverses, he would kill with this guy.
Jeffries, right?
Oh, second down on the receivers.
Found them.
That courage bar alone is enough to get you a pretty good batch of reverse runs every now and again.
Huh.
And special teamer all the way too.
Well, guess what plays Matt's going to be putting in?
I'm taking notes. I'm taking notes.
Reverses.
I'm going to throw a bunch of those in the preseason games and see what he does.
Yeah, I would like. Let's see. I was talking to a couple guys who didn't believe it. I said, just try them. You'll like them. And they come back and say, that's the best thing since sliced bread, those reverses. I said, I know, because I had people running them on me. And so that's why I started to believe in them.
I go a different way. I put it in just so they have to defend it.
Yeah.
I don't plan on running them much, but I'm going to put enough of them in there. You're going to have to, you better be ready for it. So you have to have a defense that'll stop that, and that'll help the rest of my plays be successful.
I love it. I love all the little things that everyone figures out and puts together.
And I always say there's a reason for a bar to be where it is. So I just had to play around with the test and go, oh, look at that. I can get 5 or 6 yards of pop with a crappy route running wide receiver who has really big courage. It was by accident because I like testing what all these bars mean. What can they do?
And here I'm already looking at my wide receivers going, no one's got any fucking courage. I can't even try this.
Well, there are other bars that help.
You'll be scouring the wire tonight.
Yeah, right.
It's free agency is going to be like those players that are like $10. They're going to be like $100 million.
Well, there are other bars that can help make it work, Grim. Rick, don't you think speed to the outside helps? The elusiveness helps. Running back, if you use
the ultimate running back for reverse, the ultimate player for reverse is running back, period. Breakaway speed, speed to outside, and elusive. You get that 3 combination, I don't give a crap what hole recognition looks like.
Yep.
You give me that, I will have a guy put 700 yards up with home runs.
So I think it was 014 or 023. I had McIntyre doing the reverses.
I'm going to back you up on that, Rick. The first time my team made it to the ball game, like 70 seasons ago, I had a running back with a 0 for hole recognition, but his elusiveness was very high and his breakaway speed too, and he actually led the league in rushing and was like 5.6 yards per carry.
Yep.
Okay, but what kind of line did you have and where did you run him? Outside, right?
Probably, but it was like 2 versions of the game ago, so
yeah. But I mean,
a lot of the running principles I picked up came from watching how Dog Fan would just run the shit out of somebody on the right side. I've seen Jugs do the same thing. You know, a lot of the running philosophies come from all these running GMs out there, and that's kind of how I learned the game.
Interesting. I love the little tips that people pick up.
If you pull up team stats and you look, you can see how many times someone runs left, middle, or right. And I'm always looking at that, trying to make it as even as possible so people can't game plan against me. But
West Coast offense, you're supposed to spread to all holes.
But if you've got monster center, right guard, right tackle, and a tight end that can
run the right,
banging that right side, like he said. I mean, why are you running behind your lesser effective offensive lineman? That just doesn't make sense.
Right.
You want 5 yards?
Run to the string.
15.
Mm-hmm.
Where did you run? Red zone. Let's see.
I have adopted a lot of what Ben does. I looked at a lot of his game logs about 4 seasons ago, and he loves to run off tackle, inside and outside of the tackle. Mm-hmm. And it gives you a little bit of the running inside, but it gives you a lot of the outside too. And if you've got a back that can do it, it can be very effective. Now, I know people like to run inside, and I'm not I won't avoid running inside, but that's not my bread and butter. I like running off tackle.
Yeah, but try a draw. A 23 draw or 24 draw out of the counter is awesome. Sure. Another home run. Another friendly tip for running GMs.
Well, you have all these plays in your playbook. The question is, what are you using and how much are you using it? I mean, they're all there. You don't play a game and never run inside. I mean, that would be suicide. You know, the question is, when do you do it? How often do you do it? You know.
Now, when do you introduce that particular run in your script? Is pretty much where it's at.
You know,
if your strength is inside, all the inside shit goes to the top.
Flex D and I talked. I believe this was before FOF 8, so it may or may not still work. But I know that, in fact, it had to be. I'm wrong. It had to be FOF 8 because we were calling plays. Mm-hmm. He would intentionally put a quarterback counter run in his first couple of plays of the game, and for some reason, after that, he could run the ball. But if he didn't do that, his team struggled running the ball. He felt like the defense adjusted. He felt like it was some kind of a, I don't know what even to call it, a glitch or a, there's a word.
Correction by the D or something, maybe.
Something like that. He felt like that made things better. Now, does that still work? I don't know.
I don't know either.
I haven't looked at any of his game logs lately to tell you if he's still doing it, but I know
last time I had a design quarterback run, my quarterback was out for the whole year, so I said, never again.
Some guys run a reverse the first play of the game. just to make sure you know it's there, you know it's coming again. Are you ready for it or not? You know, and for some reason they think that changes things. Do I believe that? I don't know.
I have a couple of design QB runs in, but they're like basically sneaks. It's like he's just going up the one.
Yeah, because I noticed if you, at least I picked this up from Ben from his GML days. He had a team that had a quarterback with a really nice scramble bar, and he had 0 design runs for this quarterback. Yet this quarterback can get 800 to 1,000 yards a pop per year, just on the fact that he had max protection. And so if his primary and secondary weren't there, and his third outlet wasn't there, he would just take off. And it was amazing. And
what's interesting, Clay, is if you do what I said about the tackles, the inside tackle, the 25 counts as an inside run. The outside tackle counts as an outside run. So when you start looking at your running directions in the team stats, it looks like you run inside more than you do.
I see.
So if someone's trying to game plan for you, they're not. You know, I mean, he runs the same all 3 places.
Oh, I'm gonna parse this shit out of you guys anyway with my figure out what you guys do.
Well, that's what I'm saying. What I just said will beat that parser.
Yes.
It'll show you too much inside running, and that's not really what's going on.
I'm an offensive lineman type of person. I like good offensive linemen. And I'm a defense. I would like defense more than offense. If I can hold you to 18 points a game, 16 points a game, I just have to score 20 points.
Yeah. A good O-line is always nice. You can get away with some stuff with that.
Like, what's his name? Howie just took up this guard.
Yeah, and I was hoping that he would fall further. And then Brian came in and beat an ass and pointed out that he did fall.
Yes, he is. And he's smart. He picked a smart one, too.
Yeah, he's going to be good.
Oh, yeah. That's the pick. Is that the pick that I traded to move up?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, I wish he would have fell. And Brian's like, well, technically, he did.
He went from
fuck you.
11 to 17.
Yep.
Oh, so you traded your pick and you went to 11. And Brian, and you took that wide receiver.
Yeah, I had 17 originally, and I traded it to Howie to move up to 11 to get the receiver.
Nice. And then wide receiver again. Wide receiver, running back. I'm not a running back type of guy, so I don't really
good for you.
Pick anybody, so you guys can take them all.
I love him.
I know you guys are gonna love him because he has 0 elusiveness and everything hole recognition.
Yeah.
And he can catch too. I love that guy.
I would have picked that guy if I didn't trade the next pick.
Well, I mean, he's going to be a really good running back, but he'd almost be somebody that I would have considered switching to a receiver.
Yeah, so do they ever drop? Like making that switch, it's a 50-50.
Rick's the guy that's doing that a lot.
I think
do it 4 or 5 times.
In my experience, it has a lot to do with his weight. Like if
BG's proven that wrong. He did it with a 220 pounder and got a 60 rated player out of it.
Yeah. I haven't had any luck doing that.
Because once you do it, you're screwed.
Yeah, I don't do that. I just don't bother.
Yeah, one-way trip. If it doesn't work.
Yes.
Rick's done it at least, 4 times, Rick?
I've had good success pulling it off. But the running back, I don't care too much about the way I care about the conversion percentage. If it's 85% or better, I can do it. Anything less, not worth it.
And that's what I'll look at as well. Is I'll look at the conversion percentage.
But I like the project guys that fall, like 5th round, 6th round. You see that running back with the 0 hole recognition, but it has all these receiving skills. That's your project right there.
And that's generally when I'll do it. I wouldn't take a guy in the 1st round and then convert him.
No, but
it would be a later 5th, 6th, 7th round pick.
Actually,
XCOM did it recently. Yeah, he did a great pick with it.
It's awesome. XCon is Harlem.
I picked that guy for him.
This guy is amazing. Where is he now?
Dorobos.
Dorobos. Here it is.
What?
Look at his stats.
So he was a running back in the draft.
He was
Really?
I picked that guy as a running back, and we traded picks, and then he
Left him
flipped
on
him
it.
to
Yeah,
wide receiver.
But see, he's 194 pounds, so that's perfect. That's a perfect conversion. Like if he was 210 or 215, I don't think he would look like that as a receiver.
Well, you want to see one that hasn't worked out? Look at Chicago. Look at Miles Hutchins.
I love a running back conversion to wide out. Love it.
I mean, he's okay. He's been a contributor, but
Yeah, but see, he's got good route running though, so that's good.
He can
He's
make
gonna
that
be-
work.
He's useful. Yeah,
poor endurance.
it's all right.
With 73 route running, hey, send him over to Arizona.
He did.
I think you
With
should
the-
cut
We
him.
need him.
You think I should cut him, Clay?
I think you should cut him.
That way you won't have to deal with him, huh?
That guy from Harlem, he was 201 pounds when he was drafted.
Yeah, so he had him lose weight then in training camp.
Yeah.
See, but Clay thinks I should cut Witten too and go with Taylor.
No, you're gonna
You
trade
can't see
Taylor
it.
to me.
Oh,
Can't see on his player card, but he made him lose weight.
Yeah, see, and that's in my opinion, from my experience, that's what made him hold those bars and ratings when he was converted. But even at 201, that's still not bad.
Yeah,
I-
and he's getting 1,500, almost 1,600 yards a year.
Yeah. Well, there's no doubt it worked.
Who is next up?
15. Or no,
Rotenberg.
17.
Barrymore. Julio picked him at 119.
Good route running.
Yeah, it is. As long as it gets past the 50 mark for me,
Yeah.
it starts there.
Wide receivers are gold everybody wants.
Now, the endurance I've experienced on wide receiver has hurt me. He hasn't lived up to his potential. That another guy who had better endurance did better. That was from my experience.
Well, Grim wanted this guy, but according to XCOM's model, he's only like a 47 rated guy.
Yeah, he looks to me. I guess if it's, I mean, this is the back half of the first round, and there's no other receivers, and you need one. Okay, but he looks average.
Let's look at his team.
I've got him like a 54.
Well, here's his two receivers. Actually, there's three receivers. That's what he has. So he's got a guy 30 years old, so he wants to replace him. He's got this guy at 29, and then he got this guy at 24.
So, Grim, what you needed to do was jump in front of Oakland and deal with Julio. Then you'd got Hopper.
Yeah, no, but actually, that guard was number one on my priority list. That wide receiver Barrymore was number 2, and then Hopper was number 3, and the linebacker I got was number 4. So I fucking 3 picks right in a row, just gone.
Oh, you wanted him, the defensive end.
Well, first I wanted that guard, Howie took him. Then I wanted that wide receiver, Julio took him. And then I tried to trade up, and like I said earlier in the show, Jugs came back and said, "No, I know who you want. That's not going to be enough." I'm like, "Well, I'm not giving you more than that to move." So I'm like, "Take your pick." Sure as shit, that's the guy. But pairing him with fucking Antonio Owens, dude,
Yeah,
that would have been so fucking sweet.
I know.
Your linebacker looks pretty good, though.
Yeah, well, and my linebackers are starting to age out, so I really needed one of those too. So I mean, you know,
Yeah, these two would have been a beast.
yeah, just
You're getting ready to cut him, Grim. I'll throw a 7th rounder at you for him.
yeah, fuck no. Nope. He's retiring Colonial. But yeah, having Hopper and Owens, man, 2 seasons from now, I would have been just fucking smoking. But alas, I still
why
got
I love
linebacker
Grim.
I needed.
That's why I love Grim. There's no beating around the bush. He says, fuck no.
Next subject.
Jugs, next nice pick on this defensive end.
Yeah,
I like him.
Yeah.
And I know he did it just to fuck with me because he's already got defensive ends.
You think he had another player in mind to pick, and then when you came to him, he changed it and went with that one?
I don't think it's that bad, but well, no, he actually needs defensive ends. But just coming back and saying, I know who you're going for. This isn't going to be enough to trade. I'm like, you fucker. God damn it.
Well, this is his defensive ends.
Oh no, he does have good defensive ends.
Yeah, he does. He's got 3 of them.
Yeah, so I think he might have had another target.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he just did it to fuck with me. Look at that. He's got like 4 defensive ends already.
He didn't need
He didn't need that fucking guy. Fuck you, Jugs. Fuck you. Oh man. Good shit.
Awesome.
That's great.
That's awesome.
I love it.
That's some
Right, I'm going
gamesmanship.
to shoot there, boys. But enjoy the rest of the draft discussion. I'll catch up with it in the morning.
All right, right on, Jobs.
All right, Chops.
Yeah, have a good night, brother.
Chatting with you.
Awesome chatting, boys. Speak to you soon.
Fuck Brooklyn.
Nice. Fuck you, man. See you guys.
Yeah, take it easy.
You got the first one and the last one. Wow.
Yep, you did.
Your ass, Grim. Come on.
Yeah, I let him have it. He's new.
Now, safety and the linebacker.
Look at the safety now. Wish he had more endurance, but wow.
Yeah.
Other than that, whew. Is he going to hold? Let me see where's draft analyzer at. Safeties.
I wonder if his endurance is going to raise up. I have a feeling it might go up for some reason.
Yeah, it's one of those bars where it can be extremely masked.
But
he's got his broad jump is shit, so I think that's probably pretty accurate. But then again, if you look at who he has for cornerbacks and safeties now, that pick doesn't make sense to me either.
Let's look at it right now.
You look at the man-to-man and the endurance bars are connected. So if one goes up, the other goes up. And the man-to-man bar is already well above combine. So I don't know that bar is going to go up any higher. So in all likelihood, the endurance is not going to move.
And all of the meaningful bars in the analyzer are above that white line.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Well,
no, he's gonna be good. He'll be good.
He's got wow, his backfield.
His secondary's already
great.
He's got a secondary.
I guess
overloaded.
If Harlem, you're hoping that endurance bar stays a lot closer to the high end, because if it does, he's got a hell of a player.
He must not be happy with somebody on his team. Maybe
I need that secondary. That's a secondary I need.
Maybe he's not happy with Weber. He doesn't think he's going to pan out.
I'll take him.
Yeah,
you never have enough good safeties.
No,
in my opinion.
Really?
Whew. I love safeties.
Unless he's been burned by always being injured. And then you just get frustrated because you can pick a player that's injury prone, always being injured.
Yeah, I've had those.
That was a best player available pick.
You play somebody like T-Zack that throws the ball 50, 60 times a game, you can use safeties as outside linebackers.
That's true.
The comment best player available, and then he'll just trade away one of those other safeties to somebody who needs him. So,
it looks like I have a message to write.
There you go. I see you have a lot of safeties on your team. I'm sure you want to get rid of one of them.
You need to unload a couple of those.
Now, Red, Grim, this guy Red.
Yep.
You like him? Endurance you don't care about? It's all good?
Endurance, I hope that pops a little. I already mentioned that. I don't know if it will. He's not going to be an every down guy like I want, if that doesn't go up a little bit. But my 2 linebackers are aging out, and he was my 4th option, so I went for him.
He's smart and can stop the run. What more can we ask for?
Zone defense. That's the only other thing.
If his endurance is even 40, you'll be able to use him in
Why is my
3 receivers long, and the 2 short yards and goal line at the very least.
Yep. Nope, he'll be useful. He'll play. So
zone bar and run defense, nice.
Yeah, I can see.
Yeah, Nelson and Gilmore are aging out now, so
he's going to be a killer run defender.
Yep, and I'll move him to weak side as well. So,
all right. Let's move over to next. Quick took another linebacker as well.
Yeah, and I thought about him, but he wasn't affinity like Red might be. So,
really, so you didn't take him because of the affinity thing?
Well, given the two options, they look pretty similar. I think Amari, the Zajac kid's going to be better, but like I said, a chance for affinity with Red. I'm going to take him.
Got it. See, I don't understand that, so
yeah, I would have took the endurance guy. He'd be on the field the whole game.
Yep.
Well, once you commit to the chemistry, you got to go all the way.
You do.
I don't go that far to the chemistry. I'll do a little here and there where I can.
Yeah, I'm kind of debating whether I should blow up the
16
yellow people.
I don't need 35. Some of these guys are, their whole team's an affinity.
Yeah. Well, if you look at the numbers, if you compare the two, I'm just looking with Red's lower developed, so higher ceiling.
Yep.
He's got better combines, so the bars could potentially go up more. I mean, with those two things there, and then throw the affinity into it, I think you did the right thing.
Yeah.
I like Red because he's got run defense and play diagnosis. Lots of smart guys is always helpful on defense.
Yep. Like I said, my only concern is the endurance. So
right. But if he can at least play in everybody runs out of 1-1-3, so if he can play there and do his business, he's good.
Yep.
One thing about your team, Grim, your defense was always good. As you can see, 15 points a game you allowed last season.
Yeah, that didn't matter in the playoffs, did it?
No, it didn't.
Fucker.
However,
no, but here's the stupid thing. I think I talked about it last time. Gilbert Fields went out week 3, and then Vandervoort went out week 4. And even with those two playing, I'm always sitting at 30, 31, 32 for pass defense. My two best guys go out on the secondary, and I end up number 16 on pass defense. That doesn't fucking make sense to me. I mean, we got a lot less interceptions, but Jesus Christ, what the hell happened playing my shitty guys that I would play that much better on the secondary with two starters out? It's just weird to me.
Yeah, but adding this defense, this linebacker, it's just going to help your team.
Oh, yeah.
And those guys who were young, because you drafted those guys in the secondary, are going to have now an extra year. So you're going to be maybe keeping people still at 15 points a game.
Hope so.
It's not good. Now, North Plainfield, I got to tell you, he's always has a good defense as well.
He does. I feel so bad for discounting him last season. After he went 12-4, and then he just decides to go 12-4 again. It's like, oh man, I made a mistake on calling that.
I like what he's doing with his team. Is it his quarterback that's giving him problems?
No, Hamadan played pretty well last year. 58% completion, 3,200 yards, 19 TDs, and 12 touchdowns. So I don't think he's getting problems from anyone.
What was his scoring on his team?
Defense was number 2.
Yeah, he wasn't getting his offense going too much. Only in a rushing.
Passing was hurting him.
Yeah, and honestly, it's not like he plays in a weak division either. Yeah. That division's turning out to be the Mid-Atlantic.
Mm-hmm. That's going to be a tough division. Toronto, his team, Harlem, and Rochester.
Yeah, for years to come, man.
Yes, I can see it. Next up, Colorado picks up Parker. I was looking at this guy, and I was saying to myself, should I move up and try to grab this guy? Or just stay where I am and maybe he'll fall to me. But he didn't. The only thing I didn't, his play diagnosis, he has a soul of 9.
Yeah.
That was the only thing it was bothering me as well.
Red flag.
Yeah, he's a yellow guy too. So I was talking with C-Max, and I think that's C-Max wanted him to fall to 129 so he could try to get him there, but didn't make it.
Yeah, that was the only thing I was hesitant on.
Yeah, I think this guy in particular that's one situation where one combine and one bar ruins everything else.
Did you guys read this about the moving draft picks?
Oh, Mac?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I saw all that yesterday.
He's never getting back in. Ben ain't taking him back. He's finished.
Yep.
Oh, he moved the draft pick.
Why would you do something like that? I mean, if you're leaving the league, leave the league. Why would you do something like that? That's just...
I don't know. I liked Mac, and I was kind of hoping that if he was going to do that he would have moved that 2-1 to me. You know, Julio gets on there. He's like, "Hey, do I take this pick or what do I do?"
I thought a trade was being made, and Julio got the trade to move up to 2-1.
That's what I thought.
That's career suicide in FOF. You're not going to play again in this league. Wow.
Okay, let's stick to the
So next up,
stick to the draft.
Swing Dog. He picked up the defensive end.
I mean, I like him. Endurance could be an issue, but
what does he need?
And he's a 4-3 guy, right? If he is, he's got the right weight for the guy.
He's Atlanta.
Yeah.
Static bars are really good.
No, Atlanta's 3-4.
Technique's really good.
Oh, that's too light. Unless he's not going to gain much weight if he's willing to gain weight.
So let's look at this guy.
Yeah, for a 3-4, that's too light. He'll get trucked. I know because I've tried before, and
I'd play him at linebacker.
And there you go. That's a large linebacker.
Yeah, that's a weak side guy that you're blitzing every.
You're just going to blitz him. Yep.
Well, this is what he has right now over there, and he's young.
Bellomer's pretty damn good.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's your blitzer.
Sack.
He's got a middle linebacker. He's not going to put him there.
No, he's way too big to be a middle linebacker.
So he must have plans for this guy. Yeah, he's probably going to put him at left end.
We're 3-4. Ooh, too late.
Yeah, I bet you maybe he can gain some weight. If he can get him up into the 280s, he might be all right.
Now look
I think
at this.
2-3-4 lets you get away with the sub 300 guy on, I forget which end, left or right.
So you don't think you can play this guy in a 3-4 because of his weight? You think it's gonna?
It'll affect.
Yeah, he's 20. He's 20 pounds too light.
In my experience, I've tried to field a bunch of 278 guys on a 3-4 because I like the fact they were fast. I got my ass ran over with teams that had large right tackles.
Yeah, he's 20 pounds lighter than what he needs to be for a 3-4.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And he's not going to gain 20 pounds. Even if he could gain weight in training camp, which he probably won't, he's not going to gain 20 pounds.
Right. He'll get to 280 maybe. 282.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that as well. Now this GM, amazing drafter. I gotta say, he's one of the best.
I like the pick, man. I mean, I do.
It was whatever was there. I'm like, I was trying to trade out, and I was trying to get next year first, and add a second of this year because I don't have a second round pick this year. But if someone said to me, "I'll give you next year's first, and I'll give you a third," but no one, countered with me. So I said, you know what, I'll just stay and make the pick.
Well, for defensive tackle, he's got the bars you want.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, and bars.
You already have 2 defensive tackles that are elite, though, so I don't know how you use this guy,
You could trade him to me.
Oh, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move
Defensive end conversion.
I'm going to move him over. So basically,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're 3-4. Yep. He could play end just fine.
yeah. So
He's at the right weight.
I'll move him over with these. So it'll be these 3 up front.
Oh, yeah. If you're on a 34, then he can. Yeah.
And I was hoping his endurance would be a little higher. So
Now
let's
what
see.
you should do is trade him for Taylor. That's what you should do.
Yes. You know what? I will trade him. You give me Taylor, and you give me a first and a second, and he's yours.
Wow, you're totally discounting any value for Taylor. I mean, what? It wouldn't drop to a first and a fourth? Damn.
No, Taylor.
You negotiate hard, Clay.
I'm looking for Taylor as a backup. I need a backup, a good backup. So, and I like Taylor's bars. What do you guys think of C-Max's safety, Flynn?
He's going to play corner, I can tell you that.
Gotta.
Now, do you like the zone at 0?
On a corner, maybe, not on a safety.
Yeah,
not a safety.
no, he's not playing safety. He's going to be moved to corner.
Yeah,
and I think
corner.
He'd have
And
to
I
play.
think with those 2 cornerbacks that C-Max got, he's going to really help his secondary out because he's been bitching about that for the last 2 seasons.
He knew that when he looked at him before he even clicked on select player. He knew he was going to corner.
Yep.
Now, have you guys had success with zone at 0?
Yeah. Look at my cornerbacks if you want to. They, 3 of them that started last year had no zone.
Okay, well, like Clay, have you pulled up, like if you
So,
pull
like,
the game log up and you look at the plays and
not
you check
Fields,
players
but
and
like
what they did,
Richie Jose and
Corner.
Amari Coffey.
a corner does not play zone very often unless you're in 3 or 4 deep. If you're in cover 2, he's in man. If you're in press 1 or press 2, he's in bump.
Mm.
So you don't
Yeah,
need the
so-
zone bar unless you're playing a ton of cover 3 or cover 4. You can't have a safety with no zone. That just isn't going to work.
I got you. Well, here's his players right now. Here's his cornerbacks. These are his 2.
Yeah, and he doesn't like either one of those guys. Peterson maybe a little bit, but
Obviously.
Because he's underneath the 50 mark with his man-to-man over
They're
here,
both
Austin.
29, right? If my eyes aren't failing me,
They are.
that's fine.
Yep.
Yeah, Grimm called that one. This guy won't be a safety for very long.
That makes a lot of sense.
Well, I also know that because I talked to C-Max about it last night.
But
I'm not guessing,
Inside
Insider
scoop.
information, right?
Yeah, I got the
but
inside
it's pretty
scoop.
obvious. I mean, that, like I said, he probably knew that before he clicked on select player. He's, well, I can move him to corner.
And then Kodos picked this defensive end, Marsh.
I'm probably strictly a pass rusher.
Yep.
He plays 3-4 as well, so where's he going to put him? Weak side linebacker?
Oh, let's look at his team.
Well,
At
yeah, he's
281,
not as bad underweight.
Well, he'll lose weight as a defensive end, and then you make the change. That might work if he wants to make him a linebacker.
Oh, if he wants to make him a linebacker.
He doesn't have any defensive ends. These are his defensive ends right now. Now, this guy is 35. He's going to retire. And these are his other 2. So, not much to talk about with Brass.
Is he running a 4-3 or 3-4?
He's 3-4.
Wouldn't he have been better with the guy Jobs took?
I think so.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, definitely.
But, maybe Wes Marsh, maybe he could gain some weight. He's 6'4", 281. I mean, if he could add 10 pounds to that, he might be a decent defensive end.
Not going to stop the run, though. He's going to be a pass rusher.
Yep.
He probably didn't like his
What he
PD.
leans on.
He probably didn't like his PD on Graham. He's not smart. His play diagnostics, it's at 36.
He wants a smart purple/blue guy.
Mm-hmm.
Lavender. Thought we determined that.
Lavender guys.
Again, Clay, if that play diagnosis is in the middle of that bar, it's 50. That's plenty. Look at the run defense.
Yeah, I mean, I think Graham is going to be. He's going to have more use than Marsh.
He'll be every bit the pass rusher.
Marsh was the right color though,
and he doesn't have to go to linebacker to rush the passer. You don't have to have him lose weight and position change him. He's a defensive end that can play defensive end.
No, I agree. I like Graham because you can do running and you can pass rush.
I think he'd have been better off picking him.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that pick by Jobs at all. Just gonna fucking have to deal with him for a fucking decade now.
Mm-hmm.
Hope he drops.
And then we have Haynes with his cornerback.
Good to me.
Oh, Gare, let's see.
Now, his punishing hit is very high.
131 pick? I'd go with that.
So is his numbers going to go even higher because his bench is not really matching his punishing hit?
Yeah, but that's a static bar, so that's generally that's pretty locked.
Yeah, and looking at Tony's secondary, I think that's kind of a need pick. Which at 131, I mean
that's a good.
I would have
some good bars.
Yeah.
I would have done it
for a 131 pick. I like it.
Yeah. The only thing I don't like about it is the interception bar.
But a pass defense is pretty good too.
No, I like his pick.
This guy just has one purpose: lay the wood.
Yep.
Hit the receiver, the ball pops in the air, and
exactly. He's Rodney Harrison right there. I'm going to pick it up and I'm going to hit you.
But if somebody else intercepts it, isn't that the same thing as him having an interception ball?
There you go.
Mm-hmm. And last but not least is Francis. Ben takes an offensive outside linebacker.
Yeah, and he's going to pop.
Yeah, that's got to be something he sees. Because the zone bar right now doesn't look that hot, so I imagine that's one of the things that'll be going up.
Statics above the combine. That's probably what he's looking at.
Yeah, he's got that special formula, that special computer. He puts the players in, and they spit out. Oh, we did all 32.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
And Brian, I know you can't wait to play with your new toys.
I can't wait. I got a new offensive coordinator with a new scheme. It's going to be all fresh and new this year.
Yeah, no pressure, brother.
Nope, none at all.
By the way, did you guys all change your coaches?
No.
I changed my offense and I think my defense.
Changed my assistant coach. That was it.
Yeah, offensive and defensive coordinator. I changed.
And oddly enough, Arizona did the same thing before he went out.
Changed everything?
Yeah, it's changed the O coordinator and I think somebody else. But the O coordinator has horrible scouting, so I'm hoping whatever I saw in whatever combinations on my wide receiver at least hold. Because I was pulling every trick I have in the book. Please don't bust on me. I need wide receivers.
No, and Julio stole my assistant coach for his defensive coordinator, which I was hoping to do next season, and then I got a new strength coach this year. So,
yeah, I changed. My head coach retired, so I had to pick up a head coach. And that was it. How about you, Mats?
I hoped to get a new offensive coordinator, but it didn't happen.
Oh, it didn't?
Nope.
When do coaches usually retire? At a certain age or a certain year of experience?
Good question, because my offensive coordinator is older than dirt.
That is a good question.
I think some retire at a specific age, but
Oh yeah, God, Howe is 75. He shouldn't even be fucking coaching anymore. He should be in a fucking nursing home.
I'm thinking about my head coach. He's 61. Been coaching for 22 years. I just want to know. I've had him for 14. Just wonder how long he's going to be around.
It doesn't say the age. It just
I
says
would-
retire.
Yeah, if you-
think you can figure it out by looking at the staff screen.
Of my retired coach?
Yeah,
Yeah, so Brian's coach is 68.
if you look at the staff,
What? No,
But
he's
he-
60.
if you can sort by age.
Yeah, 68. He's up there.
So,
I wouldn't even
And I-
know.
So what kind of playbook did we
5-year-old.
put
That's
in
okay.
for Witten to use against Clay?
Yeah, I'm going to hate that quarterback. I thought C-Max was actually going to go after him. I was shocked that you said,
That was one of the things
landed
Howard
him.
says. You beat C-Max to him, and I said, I really never even thought about that. I just was like, I should take a shot at this guy. I didn't know if he was going to or not. It wasn't a race, but I thought, what the hell? Let's find out. If he says no, then we'll keep looking at other options. But he didn't say no.
well, actually, I like the competition in our division. The more people, GMs that are involved and want to make their team better, the better it is. Because then if you win the game, you played against someone that really knows what they're doing.
Yep. I love how competitive it's getting over here now.
We talked about this, 18 winning teams, winning records last season.
Yep.
This was 2106.
It's funny because when you said that, I thought, yeah, so what? That's nothing. And I went and looked at the 2 seasons before. It's not anywhere near 18. One was 12, one was 11, I think. I'd have to go count them up again, but the difference was crazy.
The NC East, look at this. 13-3, 12-4, 10-5. If he didn't get that tie, he probably would have been 11-5. And then you have AC North. And then AC South is going to be another division that's going to come alive. Then you got Tucker's division with Brian, with his new quarterback. So Brian and Tucker is going to be fighting it out. And then you have Merchant Man against Julio's Gutenberg's team. Until Paris figures out his team with his quarterback and Bordeaux as well. So it's going to be good. Really quick, fellas, based upon what people are doing with their teams, I've heard from the people who've always been on here, but I'll ask Brian, who do you think in your conference is an up-and-coming team?
In my conference.
Is it easier to go based upon your division? I said your conference because I thought you would know more about your conference.
Yeah. Well, like I told you earlier today, I usually only pay attention to my team. I don't, or I'll scout the teams that I'm playing, but keeping up on what people are doing season to season and transactions and everything, I don't really keep up on all that. I just kind of see
Who's in
guess
front of you and then
patterns.
you want to run them over, kind of
yeah, that kind of thing, and it usually doesn't work. I usually try. I'm usually, who's it? Who's a quarterback that ran in the back ass of his lineman?
Mark
Mark
Sanchez.
Sanchez.
That's usually me.
Yeah.
That's me. I go charging forward and then I fall backwards on my ass.
The butt fumbler.
Yeah. But I mean, I think everybody in that AC North is any one of those teams. I mean, Toronto, ever since they got Livingston, they've been up there. But the other three teams have all could be up there as well. Nervous about Orlando every year. I mean, and then he seems to kind of underachieve a little, kind of like our team does. But he could do something.
Yeah,
that's about all I see.
The Orlando thing, I see it. What you're talking about, he does do that. He comes up, and you're like, he's going to take a big step.
Yeah, I mean, his roster is definitely is good enough, and every time I, go to game plan for him and see his roster and everything, I always go into it, and it's not going to be an easy game. So I think it's just a matter of him finding a few buttons to push the right way, and could turn it around. And then he could be part of the cool kids group.
I want to find out what that really is. So,
Tops. If you get an application, Clay, can you get one for me too?
Yeah. So, Tops, if you're hearing this when we post it, let us know what that meant.
I think he was kidding around, but I don't know.
I'm sure there's a bit of sarcasm in whatever it was, but something had to cause him to say it.
All right, fellas, it was fun. Unless someone else has something to add.
Fuck Kansas.
Okay. we got that in there.
Grim's been coaching me up.
Yeah. Got to talk the talk, brother.
That's right. And then you got to walk the walk that follows.
Well, you got up early today, right, Grim? I'm going to thank you for that again.
Yeah.
I'm just going to continue to keep my fingers crossed. I kept my fingers crossed that there was a quarterback in the draft, and now I'm just going to keep them crossed that nobody dies.
Oh, that you have a quarterback that's injury prone?
No.
No, the VSOD.
Yeah, I kept my fingers crossed when I knew I had 1-1 that there'd be a quarterback in the draft. There was. And now I'm going to continue to keep my fingers crossed that he doesn't die.
Oof.
Perfect.
That would be devastating.
Yeah.
What happens?
Would it bother you a lot, even though that pick was a trade?
Would it bother me a lot if he died?
Yes.
Yeah, he'd go in next year and send all his draft picks to other teams just to screw things up.
I guess it depends on how much he died. If he still looks serviceable, yeah, I'll be disappointed. If he's better than Rhodes, I'll be happy.
Yeah. So what's going on with Rhodes? That was a question I want to ask you about him.
He's gone. He got his pink slip the other day.
He got
very
cut.
frustrating, isn't he?
I cut him and saved like $30 million or $20 million or whatever it was.
Isn't he frustrating though? You look at him.
Yeah.
Be able to take care of this, and he doesn't.
Yeah, he should have been able to do something, and he just never did. I tried so many different things with the offense to get him to perform.
He's 5'11".
Is that it? He's too short. Too short.
Could be.
I don't know. He just. I mean, you look at him and you go, "Man, this guy should be good."
He's from Michigan. He should be good.
Yeah. He just did not pan out, and I don't know. I don't know what it was. Maybe somebody else can have fun with him.
I don't think
Someone will sign him. Someone's going to sign him.
Yeah, they have to.
He's been on 3 teams.
Yeah, and look at his career QBR, 71.4. It's terrible.
Only asking for 41 and 48 million. So
yeah, that's the other thing. He's a greedy bastard.
yes.
Oh Jesus.
See, that was the thing with Witten. I thought he was going to ask for like 80 or 90. He was easy to re-sign. I said, you only want a $13 million raise, and I've got like 60 or 70 to play with. Yeah, okay, let's just get that over with right now.
How much you
If you want to
pay?
hear something funny, I collect the renegotiate with La Starza. He wants 70, 83, 85. It's insane. He wants a 325 over 5. That's, are you kidding me?
Oh wow.
I got a good laugh out of that one. I was like, oh wow, okay, well,
Wow.
we're finding.
I got to tell you, they're asking for a lot of money.
Witten was making 55 when he got here. He's at 63.53. I said, that's all the raise you want? Really?
That's good. My quarterback Starks wants money.
Now he goes to 75 and 80. So he's headed in that direction, but he didn't kill me this year. And I had the money in the future, so I was like, okay, let's do this again. It'll probably turn out the same way, but let's do it again.
Look at Starks wants.
You gonna give him that next season?
I'm gonna play him one more season. And,
It'll probably go up.
And yeah, I know.
He's going to try to trade for Taylor and sign him for 20 and then let it go. I see what you're up to. Guess what? I no longer trade in my division either.
It's crazy numbers.
You can go sign Rhodes for less, right? Or about the same.
So I'm on the fence right now. I'm trying to figure it out.
Did Heath retire, or is he still in free agency? You can go get him back.
Heath? I think he's out there.
He's not that old. He didn't retire yet, did he?
No, McConnell did. No, Heath is still right here. Here he is.
That's your guy, right?
What's he looking for? Yeah, not bad. Maybe I'll pick him up.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
I'm sure
Or
other people
somebody
now
who
are going
needs
to be
a
picking him
mentor.
up. What's that?
Or somebody who needs a mentor is going to try to sign him.
Mm-hmm. I guess they'll be fighting with me.
You mean someone like Brian?
Brian.
Yeah.
Ryan, I have about $80 million. How much do you have?
Not that much. I've got. Oh, wait a minute. I just had it.
52?
I've got a little over $6 million to spend on a free agent.
Oh Jesus Christ, dude.
I don't. Yeah, my cap was in really bad shape to start this.
Oh, I have 62 only to spend.
Yeah, I've got quite a boatload over here. 173 to fill. A lot of holes.
I'm not going to be. I'm not outbidding anybody for any free agents. That's for sure.
Oh, you're Arizona. Wow.
You should be signing everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna outbid everybody for all the talent I need, or at least I think I can compile, because it's a lot of work on this one. I like the plenty of finances, but man, a lot of weird looking guys on this team.
Yeah, but you got quarterbacks out in the free agent market that you can pick up. That's a lot better.
True.
So you have the funds to do it. Like if he put you in cap hell.
No, in this case, it's the reverse. A lot of teams that are out there in the leagues are just cap hell, terrible places to go, and GMs don't want to go there. Here, it's like, oh wow, 34 guys signed, okay, but I have $173 million to make it right. Not bad.
Spend it.
And this draft.
Spend it.
The only thing that's missing was a first round pick, and that, of course, went Mr. Bryan's way. So
I'd say missing is an understatement, man.
Well, you got that linebacker though.
I know, right? I have to make them the star of my defense now.
Yeah, what is it? Red Zone has a thing about defensive linemen that, yes, they might be good, but they're going to cost you a boatload of money. I have the same feeling about linebackers as Red Zone has about defensive linemen.
Yeah, I like bar guys on defense because they're cheaper. I mean, how many times have we seen the guys with all the bars and whatever, and they cost, $1 billion, but you see a guy that has one good run defense bar, a halfway decent play diagnosis bar, and he gets the same amount of tackles and whatnot, and he costs a third.
Okay, now I got a great example for you, Clay.
Mm-hmm.
Pull up on my Chicago team, pull up Emmett Kareem, defensive tackle. Now look at his contract and look at his production the last 2 years and tell me why in the world am I paying him that kind of money? And do you think I'm going to pay it 2 more years?
All right, hold on. All right, so you're paying him 32.
32. Whew.
And 36.
13 tackles. That's, jeez.
He had to have been injured last year then.
I think he missed some time with injury, but even the year before he played 16 games. Now he gave you 46 tackles, which isn't bad for a defensive tackle.
He didn't get hurt until week 13.
But he didn't
Wow.
put any pressure on the QB, hardly at all.
Yeah.
And I'm not paying you $32 million to go tackle running backs 40 times a season. That just isn't going to happen. I'm also not going to draft you in the top 15 of a draft, knowing full well that your first contract after year 4, you're going to ask for that kind of money. And I'm not going to be able to get it back out of you. Nobody will trade for him because they know they can find one in the draft and he won't cost them $30 million. This is what I'm talking about. And I'm not saying
What defense do you run?
4-3. Now, let's say, okay, that this guy had great production and he was earning his $32 million. At that
Different
point,
story.
then I'm more willing to keep you and pay you that kind of money. But I'm not willing to invest a top 15 draft pick in you to find out if you're going to perform or not.
He'd explode at defensive end.
Yeah, I was going to
34.
say, see if you can drop some weight on him and move him over.
He doesn't even. I mean, well, yeah, being in a 43, if he was in a 34 defense and you put him in the end, his production would skyrocket.
Here's a good example of a guy that won't cost you anything. You'll get the same production. Matt Darlington, left defensive end on the wire.
Yep.
100 run defense bar, free agent.
Oh, okay, free agent.
That's the kind of guy I love.
Defensive end.
Affordable, cheap, not going to cost a boatload. $8 million to sign this guy.
What's his name?
Darlington.
I think he's a tackle.
Defensive end.
Oh,
Left defensive end. Sort by run defense, and that's the kind of guy that's a bargain basement guy, the bar guy, as I call them. Has one great, fantastic bar, which is run D.
Mm-hmm.
And
I picked a corner
if you
up
play a
like him last
4-3,
year.
that's your guy.
I picked up a corner last year, just like him. Jamison Lee's back in free agent.
Darlington, free
Had
agent.
the 3 coverage bars.
100 run
Oh,
defense.
here we
Yeah,
go.
there he
Found
is.
him. Okay.
And those are the guys you can make an affordable defense out of instead of all these bar-studded guys that cost you $32 million.
Yep.
But Rick,
Why are we
I do
picking-
agree
why
with
are
you
we-
on that, where certain bars and certain players work for you.
So why are we picking these guys in the top 15 of the draft?
Because they look good. They look pretty.
I mean,
They're like the
Ben's-
girls
Ben's
that
the
got
first guy
dolled
to
up
tell
for the
you.
prom.
Ben will be the first guy to tell you wide receivers make the world go round.
Right.
I don't think I'd ever take a defensive tackle in the first round unless
Unless
I
he's
could
a
move him to
monster.
defensive end. If I could move him to defensive end, I would do it.
Well, if you had a pretty good team and you were, had nothing at defensive tackle, was a huge need, and you saw an uber stud and he fell in your lap, then maybe. But you're
I've
not
only taken
taking
a defensive guy.
tackles historically don't produce, and you have one as proof
Yep.
for what they get paid. So that's why I wouldn't do that. If I can move him to defensive end, then I'll take him.
Now,
But I'm
but
not
do you value a linebacker higher than a defensive tackle?
Yeah, I do.
Outside of, I should take it back because I know
Yes.
a week left. You
Yes.
do? Okay.
I do.
No,
I'll tell you why.
I love
linebacker. Can not only stop the run, not only rush the passer, but you can use him in pass coverage if he has his own bar. So he's a multi-useful player.
Yeah.
And if you play special teams, that's even better.
Brian, what were you going to say?
I'll just say that, I mean, I love linebackers. And you can see by the ones that I've got on my team. And I'll take those all day over defensive tackle.
Yeah.
I mean, those guys, I'll take all those guys.
And they're quite expensive. Well, he's not, but he will be soon.
He will be. And that's part of the reason I'm getting cap trouble. It's because I got paying these guys.
Yeah, that looks familiar.
Overpriced prima donnas.
Yeah, but they do well.
Because Red Zone was saying that he's like, you have this defensive tackle. Yeah, you got him in the first round, and they're great bars and all that stuff. And then, what is it, Red Zone? You were saying like the fifth year comes and they want $80 million, and you can't afford them, and then you're trying to trade them, but no one's going to take them
Nobody
because
wants him.
I can pick up a guy in the second round and do the same.
So you've basically spent a first round pick on a guy you had for 4 seasons, and you're watching him leave as a free agent, or you're overpaying to keep him.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a bad investment. It just is.
See, for me, I hold on to them, and I'll keep them on my team. Like I have Morrison, who is doing well for me. I picked him in the first round. He's gotten me 14 sacks. He's gotten me 13 sacks.
Okay, but he's performing. Mine isn't. Now, mine wasn't a first round pick, so it's a poor example. But my point still stands. How many guys don't perform, and how many guys are you ended up in that situation? Am I going to overpay to keep you, or let you walk as a free agent, or even cut you in the 4th year?
The thing is that you're going to have to make that choice knowing that your game plan works for that type of player. And you're not going to know that until they get on your team and you play them. And
Okay,
yes,
but if you run a 4-3 over, your game plan is pass coverage, not pass rush. So you can't – that guy isn't getting 12, 13 and a half sacks because of your game plan. He's getting them because he's good enough to get them. You're picking pass coverages in your defensive game plan. You're not doing anything with your 4 front linemen in a 4-3. You're not game planning there.
So
you're not using stunts. There's nothing changing there. So I should be able to plug my guy into your defense if your game plan is that great, and he should get the same numbers as Morrison. And guess what? That would not happen.
I got you. I hear what you're saying.
So how do you know which one's going to work and which one isn't? In round 1, I'm not gambling to find out. I'm just not.
All right, fellas.
That was fun.
It was.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, real good time. 2.5 hours. Wow.
That flew.
Yeah, nice talking to the new folks too. Nice to meet you guys.
Hey.
Yeah. Glad I finally made it in.
Glad to be back.
Yeah, I like hearing from everyone to talk about their team. I don't want to talk about my team. I tried not to. So I want to hear what you guys have to say about your team and about the league.
Well, we had 3/4 of our division in here today, so not too bad.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yes, that is. I tried to get Jay-Z on, but he's been busy. He's the GM for Iowa.
Oh,
Joseph. Good old Joe Ziccarelli.
He's been around forever.
Yeah.
He was around, let me think. Was he in GEFL? I think he was.